Huh? Hold up, baby. I knew it was a reason why I didn't do it the way I was supposed to do it, baby. There we go. All right, we back, man. It's morning. It's the Cookup. It's Tuesday. I don't know if you get paid this week or if you got paid last week, but hey, man, hook me up with something. All right, that's all I'm asking, man. But how y'all feeling, man? What's good? What's popping? It is the Cookup. It's the morning time. We getting it cracking, man. Hopefully, y'all had a good morning. Working on having my good morning here with you good people, man. My boy over there look like he's shining bright. How you feeling over there, big dog? Everything good with you?
Fizz, I am doing great. March Madness, that brings up a lot of great memories for me, Fizz. I was there in 2023 at Nationwide Arena, home of the Blue Jackets, where I saw 16th seed Fairleigh Dickinson take down the first seed Purdue with a 63-58 victory in the first round on St. Patrick's Day 2023. Fizz, that was the biggest upset I've ever seen in my entire life. What's the biggest upset you've ever seen?
Live or just overall?
I mean, I feel like I was pretty lucky I got to see it live.
I was about to say, yeah, that was. I don't know if I could beat that story, brother. Biggest upset. We talking basketball or we talking football now? Because I can tell you a couple of them. Which one we talking?
Give me whatever you got, man.
Okay, I'll give you two. This go off top of the head. Football related since it's a football show. Of course, the 28-3 Patriots and Falcons. We all know about that one, right? Kyle Shanahan and his boys did not solidify the win, and Tom Brady and them went into that overtime and cooked them boys up. But I got to bring this one up, man, because I know bro is going to be watching soon. The Jaguars versus the Chargers, bro. Remember that game when Trevor Lawrence had like 5 interceptions and they were losing the game, and all of a sudden the Chargers, we all thought, I was in the group chat, man, the Jags is trash. Man, little do we know, Justin Herbert said, yep, I'm back, baby. The real Justin Herbert, please stand up. And the Jaguars come back, man, after throwing like 4 picks and win that game, man. So those are two off the top of my head I can think of for sure.
Yeah, I remember being at Roosters, Fizz. It was one of the first Super Bowl parties I ever had. I rented out the whole back room. Roosters is by far the best wing joint, one of the best establishments in Columbus. I'm a proud ambassador of them. But I remember having my Super Bowl party, and everyone except like 3 other people left during the beginning of the third quarter, Fizz. They saw the halftime and they all
levers,
left.
bro. Those levers, man. You can't leave too early, man.
And then midway through the third quarter, it all started. And then by the end of the game, every like 2 minutes, me and my friends were looking at each other and like, oh my God, don't count out touchdown, Tom. Almost 5 important words in the English language. So that was crazy. And I also do remember tuning in a little bit later. I think I just saw the highlights of the Justin Herbert versus Trevor Lawrence game, Fizz, because I thought that game was over. So I stopped watching it. And then when I saw that he came back, I'm like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, man. Yeah. That was a tough one. I mean, you got me thinking of a bunch of them now. Ray Allen shot versus the San Antonio Spurs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. That was a big blow. Yeah, man. I mean, I can go down the list of them, bro. You got me over here really. I'll give you my last one, right? And this one right here, This one hit me hard because I was young. I had just got like my first full-time job. I think I had to be to work at like 6 a.m., bro. The Cowboys versus the Redskins. And I remember Mark Brunell, of all damn people, Rock, we got this game in a bag. We have 2 touchdowns with like 3 minutes left. It's all good. I'm like, man, I should go to sleep, but I'm going to stay up just to watch us beat these bums. Rock, my favorite safety at the time, Roy Williams, do what he do. Let Santana Moss blow past him on the same exact play, the same exact side, 2 different times, and Mark Brunell won that game with like 2 minutes left, bro. And I cannot believe it because I stayed up to almost 12:30 watching this game, knowing I had to get up at 6 in the morning. I was mad as hell. I couldn't get no sleep after that, so it was a long day at work. But that was one of the ones that really hit home for me. Cowboys versus the Redskins. Mark Brunell and Santana Moss, baby. They cooked us up.
Yeah, I also remember seeing on TV live with my dad, what is it called? Auburn versus Alabama. That's probably the craziest thing I've ever seen in college football was that kick return.
Yeah. Oh, he's on Auburn. What year was that?
Man, that was a minute ago.
I'm about to say, this is because now I'm trying to think, what year was that when Auburn played, bro? This wasn't Cam Newton year. Was that Cam Newton year? Rock, you taking me too much down the rabbit hole, bro. I'm sitting here thinking about my running back. It was my running back that played for Auburn, bro. It was one of my favorite guys that came out. He didn't do much in the NFL, but in college, he played for Auburn. Oh, man, we gonna be all day thinking about that.
Yeah, we can move on. We can move on to the show, but let me see what Cam Newton.
That's Santana Mall's year too. But like I said, I think I was 18, bro. I had my first full-time job. But anyway, man, yeah, baby, that was a good trip down memory lane, man. I like those upsets. I'm gonna ask the chat, man. Once we get into the whole theme of the March Madness thing, how y'all brackets doing, man? How y'all doing? I haven't played this year. Shout out to Moms Rock. I don't know if you know this, but Moms is banned from playing the March Madness bracket at her job because she's won like 4 years in a row. They trying to figure out how the hell she keep doing it. Yeah, so they banned her. They say she can't even play. So like how are you cheating? I don't know, but hey, maybe she got an inside source, man. It ain't me because I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So they ain't got to worry about it being me.
Cam Newton was already in the league, so he was. This is
2013. He was in the league. Yeah, wait. I'm trying to think. Nah, it ain't Cody. It ain't Williams.
It was Chris Davis that brought the ball back. He was the one that scored the touchdown. So
hey Jay, look up Trey. I forgot his name. Trey something. Running back for Auburn, bro. That was my man when he came out, bro. I think he went to the Bears, if I ain't mistaken. But yeah, man, y'all look that up, man. You know, I appreciate y'all doing your homework for your boy. But yeah, man, like I said, this is the Cookup. We up in here. Rock said, hey, man, March has been crazy. The weather's been crazy. 100 degrees one day, 45 the next day. Ice storm one day, glaciers falling out of the sky on my boy, man. It's hail everywhere, right? So what the hell going on out here, Rock? So this weather has been crazy in March and it's almost at the end. And hey, we figure let's bring a bracket here. Let's bring some madness here to the madness. And that's what we wanted to do this week for y'all, man. So Rock, man, you want to kick this thing off? I'll let you break down the rules so the people understand what they about to get themselves into.
That's the main course of the show, Fizz. Don't you want to start off with the first course?
Oh, damn. You know what, brother? How did I forget about the most important news? Because that just happened. I appreciate you, big dog.
You're welcome.
Breaking news, man. JSN is in the building. The man got paid. Number one, receiver money. Rock, how does this man get paid all of this money, number one? And number two, we will we'll do a quick breakdown of who do we think of the list of the top 10 most paid receivers? Because, we go by the market, so we can't say this dude deserves this and this and that. We're going off the market. But skill-wise, favoritism-wise, who is our favorites on this top 10 list of paid receivers? Because JSN, I mean, he surprised a lot of people this year, man. Won this Super Bowl. And the one thing I will say, Rock, that I appreciate what teams do, when your guy get that Super Bowl, pay him, man. Give him his money. We seen the Ravens do it with Flacco. We see teams do this. When your guy says, I'm betting on it this year, because they could have paid him last year. He said, nah, I'm good. I want to wait. He won the Super Bowl. He was the most valuable player on that team outside of Ken Walker. Paid him, man. They had to make a choice. They paid him instead of Ken. Rock, let me know what you think about JSN getting paid, and then we'll talk about the quick list.
Well, Fizz, I think it's hard to argue who the best wide receiver was this past season. It was JSN, and he was the one that's due up for a contract. So whenever you are the best wide receiver that's available for a contract, you're going to get the highest contract. So for me personally, 4 years, $168.6 million, Fizz, $120.68 million in guaranteed. Hey, the market is the market. So wide receiver, it's one of the most important positions in the NFL. I think it's only behind quarterback, and it's right up there in that elite tier with your edge rushers and your tackles and your corners. So they're going to be one of the highest paid in the league. Just ask the Cincinnati Bengals. They have over 60% of their cap devoted to just three guys. Two of them are wide receivers, the other one being their quarterback, Fizz. So it all does add up very, very quickly. Last year, JSN was unstoppable. I mean, there were so many different things, especially during the postseason. What I really appreciated was them being able to break down, analysts I'm talking about, breaking down just how uncoverable he was. So he was literally the whole offense, and then Kenneth Walker took over during the Super Bowl. But JSN could not be stopped. Even with Sam Darnold as a little bit above average QB, that's how good JSN is. He deserved this contract, I believe.
Well, Rock, you know what's so crazy? It's so funny to hear what you just said about JSN because think about this. The man won Offensive Player of the Year. The man was the #1 receiver of the year outside of Puka, which we know, Puka got hurt, so we can't give it to him, but JSN won that respectfully. And then Ken Walker get that Super Bowl MVP. Man, if I'm JSN, man, it is my Super Bowl MVP. I might not have had the best game, but damn it, I got this. You know what I'm saying? So I know he ain't tripping, but they probably say, you know what? Ken won the Super Bowl MVP. He did his job, but we chose you. You are the franchise. We're going to pay you like it. And we look at you as the #1 receiver, no matter what nobody else thinks. So he came into this league, man, kind of not an underdog, but a lot of people had a lot of questions because, Rob, we know he was on the other side of a lot of different great receivers. We didn't know where to put him at. You know what I'm saying? The Garrett Wilson, the Marvin Harrison. Seemed like he always had another guy that was an alpha on the other side of him. And we kind of slept. When I say we, I mean the community. We kind of slept on him as, is he a real #1? Is he really going to take over that role? He showed us in 1 year, bro, with a new quarterback. Hey, I can do it. So see what he do in year 2, man, without his new OC that just left and went to, Oakland and Vegas. See what the offense look like this year. But for right now, he is the highest paid. Rock, give me that top 10 list. I'm gonna let you give me the list, Rob, because my list had Brandon Ayuk as number 10, and I'm like, he ain't getting paid. He got cut, so I don't know what list I had, but Ayuk was, I guess, technically getting the money this year. He just got cut from it.
So I just put it in our little StreamYard chat. So this is the list I'm moving off of, Fizz. I'm on Over the Cap for the audience. So JSN is #1 in the league. Right behind him is Ja'Marr Chase, $161 million, 109 in guarantees, Fizz. Then you got Justin Jefferson, CD Lamb, DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, Amon-Ra St. Brown. You have Brandon Ayuk, and then it's Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, and my guy, Alec Pierce. And then Jalen Waddle, who just got traded. So that is.
Well, I know I wasn't tripping with the IU thing. I think that was just, like I said, he would have got paid that if he wasn't being a knucklehead and got cut. Brock, just think about this, bro. You would have been paid top 10 money, but you want to be a knucklehead and now you're cut. Well, you're held hostage, should I say. You ain't being cut, but just think about, man, these decisions, man. When your kids grow up, please remind them to make the right decisions when you get these opportunities, because this looks crazy to know this man was about to get paid top 10 money and didn't want to show up to his job, bro. This dude is crazy, man. Go ahead,
despite being in the doghouse under Kyle Shanahan, at least he's in a rich doghouse, Fizz. I mean, he's at Richie Rich's house, still being top 10 paid. Didn't have to do anything in 2025, Fizz. So for me personally, when I look at this list, I can't really disagree with it whatsoever. Ja'Marr Chase, Justin Jefferson, they deserve to be in that elite tier. Puka Nacua, when he comes up for his contract, he's going to be the highest paid wide receiver in the league. The craziest thing is it just depends on who got paid most recently. So when DK Metcalf got traded, I mean, it is kind of crazy. I don't think he personally deserves to be in this top 10 list just from a skill standpoint and what he can do. But the market is the market, and the Steelers were desperate for a wide receiver.
I was just about to say, it was a situation too, bro. They needed a receiver bad. They would have paid him JSN money right now if they had to. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where they were at the time. But looking at the list outside of, I think the top 4 is right. I would say JSN, Chase, Jefferson, CD. Right behind that though, Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Ayuk, McLaurin, T. Higgins, Alec Pierce. The list goes on. Rock, now we know the Cowboys got to pay George Pickens. Me personally, I'm not saying that JSN kind of put a halt to that because, that's a big contract. I highly doubt they're going to pay him that money. And I highly doubt any team's going to pay him that money. So let's just say the Cowboys do pay him. Would he move into that top 10, you think, over Brandon Ayuk? Or where we at with the rest of this list? I think the top 4 is solidified.
Absolutely. So he's going to go into that tier around Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. He's going to definitely be top 10. And I think he's going to be around probably between 6 and 7. I think he'd be between the 6th and 7th highest paid wide receiver. So right after Lamb, it would be kind of crazy though, Fizz. If he has another year that's better than CeeDee Lamb, that's when things get very interesting. That's when he becomes like the 3rd or 4th highest paid wide receiver.
Well, that's why you got to pay him now. You can't go through that franchise. So you got to figure it out, Rob. We got 3 months, 4 months to figure this out. You got to figure it out.
Yeah, and they still need a whole defense, Fizz. So good luck managing that team, Fizz. I think it's going to be very, very tough. I think other guys that are outside the top 10 that are very interesting. What about when Nico Collins comes up for a contract? He delayed getting a contract this year too because he wants a bigger payday later on down the road.
And he is their offense, right? Like he is to them what DK Metcalf was supposed to be for the Pittsburgh Steelers. You get rid of Nico, man, you got a lot of trouble in Houston, man. He was the only guy that really showed up consistently, no matter who was playing at quarterback. And even when the real quarterback was there and playing terrible, Nico showed up. So he got to be paid.
How about the 49ers getting Mike Evans for cheaper than what the Seahawks got Cooper Kupp for? How about that?
Well, they said the Tampa Bay Bucks offered him like $20 more million, but he said, nah, he wanted to go somewhere else. I guess get a fresh start. So he would have been on a higher on the list, bro, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's funny seeing Travis Hunter on this list, who may not play wide receiver ever again.
Yeah. And they show you, baby. I know they sleep on the NFL and the contracts, but certain positions, you can survive, man, playing certain positions. Unfortunately, just don't be a running back because they don't show no respect to those guys whatsoever. But moving on this list, Rock, I want to get your opinion. I know we got the money thing, but talent-wise, though, where you at with DK, Garrett, AJ, St. Brown, move Ayuk out the way, Terry McLaurin, T. Higgins, Alec Pierce. Give me those guys. Where you at on that list right behind CD?
So I would put Amon-Ra St. Brown actually ahead of CeeDee Lamb because he has been more consistent. He's had top 3 years pretty much every year he's been in fantasy football, Fizz. So I would actually put him ahead of CeeDee Lamb. I don't think DK. Yeah, that would make sense that you would disagree.
I'm going to say this, and I'm not even just being a fan of Stan, right? But I think St. Brown does get peppered with a lot of cheap targets, bro. But he gets his thing. He does his thing with him. I ain't going to knock him. He don't drop him. So if we got to go back and forth, I just say he doesn't drop the ball. CD dropped the damn ball. I'll give you the edge on that. How about that?
Yeah, and last I checked, Fizz, catching the ball was the most important thing a wide receiver could do. So.
You win this one. I ain't gonna argue with you. You win.
Also, he is a dog. He is tough, Fizz. So when the game is on the line,
he was drafted late, slept on. He deserved it, man. He deserved it.
DK Metcalf, no for me, but the Steelers are desperate. Garrett Wilson, he should be paid the most in the NFL for what he has to deal with in New York City, Fizz, with the QB situation he has.
Well, the more you get paid, the more they tax it out there in New York, man. So he might be all right right now. I don't know.
Yeah. So, and then after that, I think George Pickens, Devontae Adams, Nico Collins, those are the guys that should be the highest paid after that. So that's me personally. What about you? Is there anyone that you would rearrange in this top 10?
Well, I think like McLaurin, you know, they needed that contract. Like, I know they didn't want to pay it. Took a while. He held out. He played or got hurt most of the year last year. But I think situation matters sometimes too, Rock. And when you look at McLaurin and this offense, if they don't have him, what do they have? You know what I'm saying? Especially for their quarterback. So even though he might not be worth the tag right now, he's worth it for the team currently. So I think he deserved to stay where he is up there at that top. But man, your boy Alec Pierce, baby, that's the one, man. I mean, it's new money. It's the market. We get it. But I'm a Devonta Smith guy. I think he took a discount so AJ can get more money. And we don't know what AJ's situation look like. So, man, this list look kind of crazy. Now I'm thinking about it, Rock. Calvin Ridley, you know, Wan'Dale Robinson was in the market. Like it's some good names that aren't really what they should be, but it's some names that just popping up. That like I said, Alec Pierce, Jalen Waddle, DJ Moore, right? So I'm sure George Pickens, though, like you said, will end up in that top 8, 100%. And between him and Nico, those probably the 2 next guys to propel into that top 10 list, bro, as far as the money go.
Yeah, and also too, it just has to do with situations, and a lot of the best wide receivers now, Fizz, they're exiting their rookie years, their rookie contracts. So we're going to get a lot of money moving towards the wide receiver position. And with the wide receiver position being kind of average this year, Fizz, other reason why Alec Pierce got paid as much as he did. But Fizz, I'm ready to move on to the main course of this show.
I'm with you, baby. I'm with you. But I want to holler at the people first. You know, we got to introduce them, see what's good. And I will say, shout out my boy, Jay, man. He came through. Jay Jack came through. Trey Mason was the guy. He went to the Rams. Now I think about it. It wasn't the Bears. It was the Rams. I think he might have played for the Bears late, too. Trey Mason, though, big dog. I appreciate it because that was my guy in college, Rock. Man, I don't know what happened in the NFL, but It's a different game, baby. All right, so Jake, man, what's good? What's popping, Jake? I gotta give you a heads up. I don't know if you read the ticker, but Panthers ain't a part of the March Madness, big dog. I'm just sorry to say, but I just say this, right? I got some graphics for today. I didn't use all players. I used some mascots. So shout out Sir Purr, man. My boy Jake hooked me up with Sir Purr. I got him right here for you, Jake. All right. I hooked you up, big dog. All right. So he is a part of the madness, just not this madness. All right. My boy Voorhees in the building. My brother was good. Pops up in here, you know that. My Jay Jack said he won $1. I got a couple of dollars. I don't know about $1 though, bro. But he did win the MVP, and we trying to figure that one out, man, because he ain't do nothing but make LeBron not score 70. You remember that one, Jay. Shizzle, man, listen. All right, I do want to say this, that we introduced the people. A reminder, the show will start at 11 until further notice. So for right now, it's at 11. I got a bunch of texts this morning, Rock. Man, what a show, what a show, what a show. So 11 a.m. Tuesday morning while the off season going. And if we find a reason to change it back to 10, we will. But 11 o'clock will be our start time, especially during the off season. So y'all let us know if that worked for y'all, though, because we want y'all to be able to watch it. So 11 is the time, though.
We need our beauty sleeps, and that extra hour does matter. So,
Rock, I told you, man, I like getting stuff over with so I can keep moving on. Man, that extra hour, I got time. I take my kids to school and I get to breathe for a little bit. So I appreciate you for being smarter than me on this one, my brother. All right. Gov, we appreciate you too, big dog. And my boy Connor in the building. Moms, we just talked about you. We know that you banned from March Madness, but hopefully you still enjoying the brackets. All right. Rock, but hey, man, it is time for a little bit of March Madness. So I'm going to let you break down the rules. I'm going to let you let us know what we getting ourselves into. But it is time to switch up the scenery around here, big dog. So let me get where I need to be. It's going to be nighttime. It's going to get spooky. It's going to get scary, baby. But March Madness, let's get it popping, Rock.
Pew, 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 pew.
I ain't know about all that, but go ahead, big dog. Do your thing. It is spooky hours out here, man. It is nighttime all of a sudden. And it's time for some brackets, baby. So let us know what we getting into, right? Let us know what we here to do today, big dog.
All right, Fizz. For the first time ever, this is an original idea. No one's ever thought of this before. We are doing an NFL version of March Madness, and it's a simple question. It's the final drive of the game. It's 2 minutes left. Game on the line, Fizz. Who do you trust the most to pull out the win? So we're going to be focusing on career wins, game-winning drives, unique skill sets, awards, everything that you can think of to argue for these different categories that we have. We have 4 different divisions, Fizz. We have the top QBs in the league. We got the 6 top ones. We got the top 6 offenses in the league. We got the top 6 defenses on the other side in the other conference, and we got the top 6 coaches, Fizz. So I want to go through. We have 1 through 6 seed. The top 2 seeds get a bye. So we're going to go through this, the first round of each division. So we're going to lay out the opponents who's facing who, and then we're going to talk through it, Fizz. But we also want the chat to be involved too, because if you and me disagree, we're going to need the chat to be the tiebreaker, Fizz. Either that or I
disagree with you, brother.
So that's the way it's laid out. It's pretty simple. We're just talking about the best of the best in the NFL, Fizz. So how about we kick things off? Division 1, top QBs in the league, Fizz. So we got the number 1 seed, Patrick Mahomes, on a bye. We got number 2, Josh Allen, on a bye. Number 3, Drake Maye. Number 4, Jayden Daniels. Number 5, Joe Burrow. And number 6, Lamar Jackson. And since you already got Joe Burrow up, let's talk Joe Burrow versus Jayden Daniels, Fizz. Game on the line. Why are we going with Joe Burrow?
Well, I have Joe Burrow up because I didn't want to make a graphic from everybody. So I just let everybody know that that ain't my guy I'm picking just necessarily. But I just made a kind of a graphic for each category. But Joe Burrow, I just say this. Since we're not talking longevity, we're not talking all season, because we could talk injuries and all that too. We're talking 2 minutes, game on the line, right? Now, right, I'm going to ask you this. Just as a disclaimer, are we talking with the current team they're with, or are we talking any team game on the line for this player? Because that's a good question too.
How about going into 2026, Fizz?
Okay. All right. Bet. Oh, man. Good question then, bro, because I'm looking at the Washington offense. I'm looking at Joe Burrow's offense. I'm looking at Joe Burrow having 2 minutes left and having 2 guys in T. Higgins and Jamar Chase that he could just close his eyes and throw the ball up in the air And I'm looking at Jayden Daniels, who I also saw 2 years ago go against Tampa Bay Bucks and go play for play, line for line, go with Zach Ertz, touchdown, run the ball. Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is a good Royal Rumble. We put me in the blender with this one, bro. I'll just say I'm going to trust the circumstances over the situation, and I'll take Joe Burrow because of the team. He has the weapons. T. Higgins might catch the ball on that sideline with one arm like he did it. I've seen those plays be done. I'm going Joe Burrow, but only because the weaponry he has around him. I got to go with Joe Burrow on
that one. So, Fizz, I have like 5 or 4 different stats for each guy, and I don't want to give them all away because these guys might get to the next round. But I will say Joe Burrow is a clutch quarterback. So he's had 6 fourth quarter comebacks, 9 game-winning drives, including 2 more in the postseason, Fizz. He's been to a Super Bowl, and he came pretty close to winning a Super Bowl, Fizz. If only the Cincinnati Bengals drafted an offensive line for Joe Burrow that could have protected him instead of Jamar Chase. I mean, it's great for fantasy, Fizz. Now, on the other side, Jayden Daniels. Fizz, have we ever seen a QB have as great of a rookie season as Jayden Daniels did? I mean, he shot all the way up to 101 in Dynasty football, Fizz. He took his team to the NFC Championship his rookie season. His season was so good, Fizz, that the District of Columbia was like, all right, we're going to build you a multi-billion-dollar stadium, Fizz. That's how freaking good he was. If they would have waited one more year, they would not be getting a new stadium, Fizz, after what happened this past year. But he is one of the best dual-threat QBs in the NFL. That first year with Terry McLaurin, one of the best connections in the NFL. So that's my first line of argument for Jayden Daniels. Heard some of the things from Joe Burrow. Who are you taking at the end of the day? You said you're going to go with Joe Burrow?
Well, you said with 2 minutes left, so I'm going to go Joe Burrow. If you would have said 2 seconds left, I'm going to go Jayden Daniels because you're going to throw the ball up and some random plays will catch in the back of the end zone. So, yes, 2 minutes left, I'm going Joe Burrow, baby, because he's done it before. He's done it over and over, and he has the weaponry around him, bro. Got to go with the guy with the weapons, man.
And if this is going to be Jayden Daniels' last, what is it called? If he's going to get eliminated from this tier, I will say he did have 4 regular season comebacks and 1 postseason comeback in his first year, Fizz. Yeah. That's almost as many as Joe Burrow's like this career.
One play, and you know what I'm saying? It's that flick play in the air and defenders not looking. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, this is a good one, though, but I'm going to go with Joe on this one, brother.
Joe Burrow is one of my favorite quarterbacks, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I want to go Jayden Daniels just because of his escapability. And he did beat Joe Burrow. That was his coming out party in Cincinnati, if you remember that, in his rookie season. So we need the chat. I think we need the chat, Fizz. This is a close one.
Pop's going to go JD. He already said that. And Gov said he going cigar smokers, baby. He going with the cigar lounge on this one, Rock. So we get one more, we're gonna roll with that. But
okay,
I'm not gonna lie, Rock. If I had to go Jayden Daniels, I'm not against it either. I'm just saying I'm not against going against Jayden Daniels. I just think Joe Burrow has the better weapons. That's all I'm saying.
All right, yeah. I'm also trying to divorce the weapons as far away from just the player, and that's what makes this interesting. Is that we're going with 6 quarterbacks here, but then we're going to go with offenses.
I'm going Jayden Daniels in. I'm going Jayden Daniels in. Since we getting rid of the weapons, we just going with that player being clutch and figuring out how to win that game. I'm going to go Jayden Daniels. We with it then. I'm with you.
Okay. All right. So Jayden Daniels moves on. Sorry about it, Joe Cool. So the next one that we're going to do is we're going to talk about Drake Maye versus Lamar Jackson, Fizz. So this is going to be a good one. So you want to start things off with either one of these QBs?
Well, I just say this. I know my boy Lamar, you know that is my dog, bro. But he cannot finish the game. This man can't finish the game and save his freaking life, man. He always find a way. Whether it's Marquise Brown dropping passes, I know I'm going down this list, this rabbit hole. I'm sorry. I ain't going to go too deep in it, Rob. But I just say this. Lamar, I'm going to go with experience. So I'm going to go Lamar Jackson. Drake Maye is right here on learning a little bit more. But we watched his playoff run last year, and it wasn't the cleanest, bro. One for that defense, they wouldn't be nowhere near where they were. I'm going to go with Lamar because I'm going to go with his experience. and just pray on it, man. I'm going Lamar Jackson, brother.
All right, Fizz. So here are a couple amazing stats for Lamar Jackson. He is a 2-time MVP. There's only 2 other active players in the NFL, Fizz, that have multiple MVPs. Please name them for me.
You said, hold on. I'm sorry. Say that
multiple
again,
MVPs. Who is playing right now with multiple MVPs? There's only 2 of them.
Lamar and Aaron Rodgers. Well, Aaron Rodgers ain't playing.
Aaron Rodgers and Patrick Mahomes are the only 2 other QBs with multiple MVPs. There's only 11 in history that have won multiple MVPs. He should have 3, but that's fine.
That's for sure.
And here's the thing that he did during that season, Fizz, that's never been done in history before. People who've watched this show know these stats, but he was the first player ever in NFL history to have to lead the league in average yards per pass and average yards per rush. He was the first player ever to have 4,000 passing yards and 800 rushing yards. And also, too, he was the first player ever, Fizz, to throw for 40 touchdowns and have less than 5 picks. He has a 0.69% winning percentage. That's the 10th highest in NFL history. He has 11 fourth quarter comebacks, 13 game winning drives. So that's Lamar Jackson. Drake Maye, though, has an awesome case, though, too. He doesn't have the biggest sample size when it comes to being clutch. He does have a really good arm. He is top 6 in ADOT, big time throw percentage, and average yards attempted. The thing about him, Fizz, I haven't seen a QB go from his rookie year to his second year and make that big of a jump, Fizz. I mean, he was second in MVP voting in his second year. He took his team to the Super Bowl. He puts it all out on the line when it comes to both his rushing and his throwing. I think he's in that elite category with amongst the best other guys that are that dual threat QB, Fizz. But he is also top 6 in QBR, in PFF pass grade, in passer rating, in adjusted completion percentage. There's only one other QB, Fizz, that is top 6 in all those categories. Do you know who it is?
In all those categories? You said it's only one QB? Damn. I'm going to say Josh Allen, brother.
He took his team to the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, what? Nah.
It's Sam Darnold.
Ain't Sam Darnold. Hell no. Nah. You got
Sam Darnold and Drake Maye.
Who went to the Super Bowl? It can't be Sam Darnold. Hell no. Nah. That's crazy.
So the biggest knock on Drake Maye, though, and I think this might have just happened in the Super Bowl, Fizz, he was the most sacked QB this year. He had 68 sacks. So
it was ugly.
Lamar Jackson versus Drake Maye. Who are you going with? You said you're going to go with Lamar Jackson?
Yeah, I'm going to let the experience lead. And I think Drake is on the way. He's on his way. He is not at Lamar's level. And I will say this, though, Rob. Shout out Pat Fitzmaurice, man. Because remember, he told us, man, Drake Maye was in his top, 4 or 5 last year around this time. And I was like, damn, you sure? Pat had him up there, man. So shout out to Pat on that one. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Lamar, baby.
Yeah, I think the only difference, though, is if we're talking regular season or postseason.
Yeah. Whoa, Drake wasn't that clutch in postseason. His defense won them games, though, bro. He ain't really.
That's
do much.
True. All right, we're going with Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
so we're having
Drake was out there throwing dots and nothing. He was good. He just didn't.
So we're going with the first upset. The number 6 seed takes down the number 3 seed. Fizz, we're going to move on to the next category. Hold on a second here. I got to cross out Drake Maye's name.
Well, Josh Allen and Pat got bye weeks, right?
Yeah. So, but we're going to go through all the first round guys first. So we're not going to stick with
I just want to remind people that they was on that list. They just got a bye.
Don't worry about them. They're just lurking in the shadows. We're just waiting and ready to just tear apart whoever they're about to face. So Division 3, Fizz, let's go with top offenses. So the Rams and the Cowboys are in a bye. We have the Lions versus the Chargers, and we have the Bears versus the 49ers. Who do you want to go with first? All right. You got Caleb Williams right there. Okay, so the Bears this past year were number 9 in scoring offense at 25.7 points per game. Number 3 in rushing yards per game. Number 8 in passing yards per game, Fizz. They boast an offense with Caleb Williams, Colson Loveland, Rome Odunze, Luther Burden, and then you got the backfield with Swift and Monangai. And let's not forget, Ben Johnson is the one that's steering the ship, Fizz. Caleb Williams had 4. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna save that one just in case they get to the next round. So,
well, no, I was gonna say, listening to that lineup, bro, reminds me of how much money they have to spend in a couple of years. All of those guys are like rookies or almost rookies, right? Caleb, Loveland, Rome.
So they have to win now, Fizz.
Bro, they have no choice but to win now. Like, all of these guys will be a big payday player at some point. They better hurry it up in the next 3 years, man. Their window is real slim.
But the 49ers, they're not going to be as easy of an exit as what we saw in the postseason from them, Fizz. They are number 11 in scoring offense, number 4 in passing yards. They have an offense with Purdy, Kittle, CMC, Mike Evans, and Ricky P. And then when Purdy is hurt, they still have a great backup quarterback in Mac Jones that still gets wins, including against the LA Rams, Fizz. But then, of course, they have one of the best coaches in the NFL. And Kyle Shanahan that's leading them. So who are you going with? The 49ers, when healthy, I'll put that little caveat, when the power plant is shut down for the day, and 49ers are all out there on offense. Now they're going to have Mike Evans as a part of that fold. Or are you going to go with the Bears?
It's experience versus the juice. You know what I'm saying? Who got the juice? It's the Bears. Who has experience? It's the 49ers. I'm going to go with some juice, baby. I'm going with the Bears, man. I know the 49ers been there and they done that, but every dog has their day, and this is the Bears' day. I'm going with the Bears on this one, brother. I'm going to trust this young offense, man, and just have that extra wind when it's 30 seconds left, man, to close it out. I'm going with the Bears offense.
Okay, so here are some other stats, because now I think this is going to be close, and we're actually going to be split on this. So Caleb Williams is 8 fourth quarter comeback, 7 game-winning drives, including one in the postseason, Fizz. We all remember that one against Green Bay. Purdy, on the other hand, does not have that many. He has only 4 fourth quarter comebacks, 4 game-winning drives, but he does have 2 in the postseason. So I think for me personally, it has to do with health. CMC is one of the most unstoppable weapons in the NFL when healthy. Same thing with Kittle. I would rather take CMC and Kittle over Colson Loveland and that whole backfield in Chicago. Rome Odunze is still an unknown. Luther Burden, we've only seen one great game from. Same thing with Colson Loveland. So it's still a little bit unproven. Now, I think the real question is, all right, you want to go with Caleb Williams over Brock Purdy? I'm not going to knock you with that. But though Brock Purdy did have one of the greatest, first seasons any QB has ever had. I mean, he could have taken his team to the Super Bowl that year. He has been to a Super Bowl. He almost won that game, too. And then if you want to go with Ben Johnson versus Kyle Shanahan, that's kind of a wash, Fizz. So maybe it just comes down to your QB preference. Hard for me to go up against Brock Purdy, though, Fizz. Even though Caleb Williams has shown a lot.
I'm with you, and I'm with you on the 49ers. I just think they've gone too much. And it's time for some new blood, bro. One thing I learned about this league, it never stays the same, especially on the NFC. The AFC, you got the same 3-4 teams every year. That NFC, though, bro, it's hard to go back to back. And I think the 49ers, their ticket might have been punched in. It's the Bears' time to shine. Let's see what the crowd think, though, because I'm going with the Bears, man. Let's see what my boy E talking about. He said, y'all saying we're healthy, but when his kid, he said, yeah, I'm with you. So where you at, E? You going with the Bears or you going 49ers? I'm going 49ers. I mean, Bears, man.
Oh, that was a Freudian slip. Everyone heard it. He said 49ers. We're going to go with 49ers.
But he got a point, though, Rocket. This one, I know you said if they're all healthy, but we talking I get it. But when have they ever been all healthy? Like, it's easy to say. So I'm going with the Bears, man. They got it.
When they were in the Super Bowl, Fizz, and they had the Chiefs on the ropes, that's when they were healthy. CMC had one of the greatest games in Super Bowl history.
And then they said they didn't know to play the overtime rules, right? They came up with that excuse. I'm just saying, Rock, these dudes is full of it, and we not going to let them slide. My boy Gov said we going with the Bears, big dog.
All right. I'm going to get overruled on this one. This is why I'm glad the audience is in the chat helping decide this. So we will move on 51,
with the Bears. 51-49, baby. I'm going to give you 49 hers, and I'm 51 over here.
Okay, sounds good.
Where you at next with it?
We're going to talk Lions versus the Chargers, Fizz. The Lions were number 4 in scoring offense when MCDC took over, 28.3 points per game. Number 3 in passing yards per game. They are led by an offense with Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. They have Jameson Williams, the speedster. We have Sam Laporta, and we have Jahmyr Gibbs, and now his new teammate, Isaiah Pacheco. So that's led by MCDC. And then on the other side, in the blue corner, the number 24 scoring offense, we have Herbert, we have Ladd McConkey, we have Amari and Hampton, Aronde Gadsden, and hopefully, Fizz, in this fantasy world that we're living in, a healthy offensive line that is led by Mike McDaniels. So who are you going with? Are you going with the Chargers or are you going with the Lions?
It's a good one, brother. I'm gonna be honest, Rock. I'm gonna stick with what I just. No, I can't, because both of these teams kind of punch their ticket. They both go to the playoffs and get eliminated, and they both then. So they on the same boat. I'm gonna just say, I don't think the Detroit gets over that Ben Johnson effect just yet, bro. I think it's still lingering. The Ben Johnson aura is still in the, it's still haunting those locker rooms and them hallways. He hopping out with no shirt on in their locker room, but he's a ghost. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going with the Chargers. I just trust, that process. They got McDaniel, like they got a new scheme coming in, a little bit more juice, a little bit more life. They're charged up in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I'm using all these corny puns, but they charging right now. I'm going to go with the Chargers. I'm going to lead them Detroit Lions alone, bro. They ain't got it, man. They lost it.
See, you're going with the sexy new pick. That's what it is. The Chargers, despite being number 24th in scoring offense, Fizz, I know they had a lot of injuries, but Herbert, he has 15th fourth quarter comebacks, 19 game-winning drives. Jared Goff, on the other hand, 18 fourth quarter comebacks, 23 game-winning drives, including a postseason fourth quarter comeback and 2 postseason game-winning drives. Me, personally, I'm going to go with toughness, Fizz. That's going to be the ultimate qualifier for me. Jahmyr Gibbs, Amon-Ra St. Brown, they are one of ones. There is really no one else really like them in the NFL. They can completely take over a game, unlike anyone on the Chargers, Fizz. So give me MCDC in the Lions to move ahead. But you want to go with the Chargers.
You don't think Amari and Hampton can do that too if his O-line healthy?
No. I don't think Amari Hampton is Jahmyr Gibbs. Amari Hampton is really good.
I'm not saying he's Jahmyr Gibbs. I'm saying you don't think he can
take over a game like that? No, he can't.
No, he did it. He did it one game last year before he got hurt.
Who are they playing, Fizz? It was probably some sorry-ass team like your dad's Commanders.
Do it. That's all I'm saying. You ain't say who was playing, but all right, I'm going to Chargers, man. Hopefully somebody in here help us out. I'm going to look this up right quick, Rock, because I know for a fact he had a game last year.
Yeah,
and this was his coming out party.
And then he got hurt. Yeah, I'm going to beat you to it because I can look it up.
12 rushes, 128 yards, and a touchdown.
Yes,
and they played the Giants. Okay, all right, cool. Yeah, but the Giants defense was all right, though.
No, they are terrible. That's why they have a new coach.
Wasn't bad. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I'm going with the Chargers, man. I'm sorry. We can't split decision on this one. I just say this. If nobody tell us in the chat which side they want, let's switch it and say all around circumstances, Rock. Now, I will just say I know we're going with the offense, but which defense gives the offense the ball back? Because I think the defense can be the X factor. Maybe the offense gets the ball.
That is not fair whatsoever because everyone knows the Lions defense is always on IR and the Chargers defense is in this bracket.
So what's the common denominator? We got to come up with a split. If nobody going to give us an answer, we got to come up with one. What's your other way of splitting this decision? Because I think the Chargers defense going to give me the ball.
You know what it is? Postseason. We're going to have to go with postseason. Herbert is 0-3 in the postseason when it matters most. Jared Goff has come really close to taking his team to the Super Bowl. So,
why I say this? If you're talking that and experience, Jared Goff has earned his flowers. I just think the Chargers are there now. So if you want to go through experience, I'll give you Jared Goff. I don't agree with it, but I'll give you the Lions on this one. You have it.
We can't have too many upsets, Fizz. So that'd be kind of crazy.
Because we bring defense and it is cheating. So I'll give you the experience. 2 minutes left. I'll give you the experience. St. Brown over there.
All right. Eric went with Lions for me. So appreciate you, Eric.
All right. There we go. All
right, Fizz. We're going to move on to Conference 2. We're going to talk about the top coaches. I don't have as many fancy stats as with this one, so it's going to be very generic and shooting from the hip. So we have Sean McVay on bye. We have Mike Macdonald on bye. And then we have Kyle Shanahan versus Kyle Shanahan versus Sean Payton, Mike Vrabel versus Andy Reid. Who do you want to go with first?
Let's go with the Broncos, baby. Let's go with the Broncos on this one, Rob.
All righty. So we have Kyle Shanahan versus Sean Payton. Sean Payton has a Super Bowl win, Fizz, with the New Orleans Saints. He has taken his team to the AFC Championship just this past year. Unfortunately, he did not have the firepower at quarterback in order to give them a game, Fizz. But that defense, though, still showed up. So almost got them to the Super Bowl. He has developed some really good QBs, Fizz. He has Drew Brees on his resume, and now he has Bo Nix. I still think Bo Nix is one of the most underrated, talented QBs in the NFL. And
remember, nobody wanted him, right? The Broncos took him because nobody else wanted him. Remember that? So
yeah, that's true. And also, too, Fizz, he's one of the few coaches that teams have traded a first-round pick for in order to acquire two, which also just elevates his case as well. So Sean Payton has done really, really good. He's known for his offenses, including his rushing game attack, Fizz. He has had Alvin Kamara. Now he has RJ Harvey and J.K. Dobbins to run it back. Now let's talk about the other guy with Kyle Shanahan. Well, give me your thoughts on Sean Payton while I scroll up and look at my notes for Kyle Shanahan.
I got you. Well, I just say this with Sean, because I think we're going to come down to the smallest detail as to why I don't pick a certain coach, right? Sean is definitely proven in two different cities, two different teams that he can coach, right? The man was traded a first-round pick. He went to the Broncos, had Russell Wilson there, got this big deal, got rid of him, got Bo Nix, and we all thought, man, this is a rebuild project. Boom, just like that, they right back. Bo Nix had a hell of a rookie season. Come back the next season, go to the AFC Championship. Quarterback gets hurt with the ankle a play before the game ends, and they maybe could have went to that Super Bowl and possibly would have been a defensive matchup that we all wanted to see, man. Broncos versus Seattle Seahawks. So Sean Payton is definitely respectfully one of the top coaches in this game. But I want to see this Kyle Shanahan thing, bro. And I think my biggest question going to be, I got a detail about Sean Payton that's going to raise some red flags, and I'm sure I'm going to find one about Kyle Shanahan. So you ready?
Yeah, so I got here the House of Shanahan. They have a little dragon emoji next to them. The coaching tree, Fizz.
All right.
They got Matt LaFleur. Yep. Robert Saleh. Sean McVay. Mike McDaniel. And under him is Hackett, Brandon Staley, Zach Taylor, Kevin O'Connell. So he is right up there with the Sean McVays of the world as being the coach that has the most coaches underneath of him that get head coaching experience or just top end jobs in the league. So
I want to throw this out there too, Rob. Most of those coaches were on the Washington Redskins roster, and they let all of them go. I didn't want to bring that up. Just wanted to bring that up too, man, because I just want to troll them. But
your pops had the ultimate brain trust in the NFL for those couple of years, Fizz. The most talent. What did they do with that talent? Nothing. They didn't do anything with it.
Got rid of all of those coaches, bro. Crazy.
Absolutely.
Do a 30 for 30 crazy on this one, ESPN, please.
Mm-hmm. So he has won a Super Bowl as the offensive coordinator with the 49ers. He's been to 2 Super Bowls. Unfortunately, he lost both of those Super Bowls, Fizz. Unfortunate. Yep. But he is known, and the reason why he's had so many coaches that have had success underneath of him in the NFL is because of his schemes, his zone blocking schemes, his play action schemes. He's top 5 to 10 in almost every offensive category you can think of, Fizz. And he did it with Jimmy Garoppolo and Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy, Fizz. So
yeah, damn.
Well, I say this: he'll always be remembered for the comeback. That's all. That's the only thing.
So that's what I was going to say. The smallest details is going to really write this one, bro. Then you think about it, their past, right? Drew Brees, that was a QB that some teams didn't want. The Chargers had him, didn't want him. He got hurt. Sean Payton took him, made him a Hall of Famer, right? Now, Bo Nix, another quarterback, nobody wanted. Even in our fantasy drafts, I think he was going to second round in some leagues or late first. I think Penix was like second. He was like very late first, but nobody wanted Bo Nix, right? Mm-hmm. They took him, And I remember the Vikings had 2 first rounders and they passed on him, and everybody was like, yeah, I think the Broncos might have took him before the Vikings. I can't remember. But the Broncos took him, and I remember Sean said, hey, we ain't had to trade up because we wanted him. We knew he's going to fall to us, and ain't nobody else want him. And you
he
go
was
to
the
Sean 201
Payton. In fantasy, Fizz. Bo Nix.
Okay. Yeah, him and Michael Penix. Yeah, I remember that. And because nobody wanted him. Kyle Shanahan takes Garoppolo, takes Brock Purdy, take these other guys. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes know how to make some quarterbacks come out of nowhere, man, and really shine. Yeah. I'll just say my biggest knock on both of them, Rock, and I'm gonna let you answer which one you think. Sean Payton, he seems to have situations with players that kind of go sour. I know the Michael Thomas thing kind of got big, but that Bo Nix situation, when he said Bo's knee, when he came out with that conversation about Bo's knee, and we knew it was gonna go out, and Bo was like, what? Why would you say that? You know what I'm saying? Like, because I remember, that happened recently during the playoffs. I think he kind of threw Bo under the bus on that one. I ain't really like that comment as a coach. So I got to give him a red flag on that one. And Kyle Shanahan losing that Super Bowl 28-3, baby. It got to be brought up. I don't care. It is what it is. You don't go out there and rock and throw the ball when you're up 28-3 against the Patriots, bro. That man didn't run the ball at all. He just kept throwing it. So they both got chips on their armor. I'm gonna let you call it, and I'm gonna piggyback off you of what your pick is, bro.
Fizz, if you're gonna bring up sour situations, there is no one that's better in the league at that, or worse, however you want to frame it, than Kyle Shanahan. All the wide receivers he's had under him have hated him. Deebo Samuel wanted out, and Juwan Jennings wanted out, and of course Brandon Ayuk wore shorts at practice. He couldn't stand that shit, so he told him to get in the doghouse. You're not playing next year, so. That's I don't know. I think both of them, they're hard ass old school coaches, Fizz. That's why I love them.
Yeah.
But they are very similar in their resume. But if I have to pick one, Sean Payton's got a Super Bowl win. And
he wears Jordan 11s, man. He wears Jordan 11s. Those are my favorite Jordans. So I give him a little boost on that one too.
Govnick says Bounty Gate won't save him against Kyle. So it sounds like he is going with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
Payton does have Bounty Gate on his resume. Maybe that's what keeps him out. So how about I just go with Kyle Shanahan?
All right. Final one on this one, Rock. If you had to start a franchise today, you going with Kyle or Sean? I think that's the easiest way to which coach are you hiring?
Kyle. Offense. Kyle. And he's more up to date when it comes to his offense, I think.
I would say I'm gonna go with Kyle because I think he knows he's up on the times. I'm not saying Sean is old and washed up, but I think Kyle is just a little bit more in tune with the streets. I'm gonna go with Kyle on that one. I'm gonna roll with Kyle.
And Payton always compares every wide receiver to Michael Thomas and every RB to Alvin Kamara, and I can't stand that shit. So
hey, those are the guys, man. So I mean, I'm gonna go with Kyle, but it's a slim difference. So I'm gonna go with Kyle now.
All right, let's do Mike Vrabel versus the Walrus, Andy Reid, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history. Fizz, what are your first thoughts on Andy Reid?
Not Bill Belichick, great, but right after that, like literally, Bill Belichick, Andy Reid, pick the rest of your list after that. We saw what he did with Pat Mahomes. I mean, that's literally all you got to say. If Andy Reid don't have nothing else on his resume, just put Pat Mahomes' name on there in bold letters. He gonna argue with anybody else in that conversation. He can coach a game. I think now though, Rock is getting to the point where he's getting a little older, and you can tell he's kind of losing control of situations. Kelsey elbowing him every week. And speaking of that, Rock, we didn't even bring this up. I know this is outside. I don't mean to prolong this conversation. Kelsey got paid $53 million, bro. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did see that. And then I saw a picture of him, what he's going to look like at the end of his contract. And he's like old and he looks like the Crypt Keeper. So I don't know what they're doing. I think what it is, they just want to give him appreciation for being one of the greatest tight ends in NFL history. That's all it is.
Yeah, bro. I'm just saying, I thought he was on a 1-year deal. I'm worried about him in my dynasty team. I might not have him long. And now this man pop out with a 3-year deal. I'm feeling good now. So to get back to the conversation, though, I think Andy, though, to me, if we're talking coaching today, 2026, he's losing a little bit of that juice, man, a little bit of that aura that he had, but he could still dial them plays up. And I think hiring EB was probably the reason why. Hey, EB, you know me better than a lot of these other guys. I'm gonna get you to be my the eyes in the back of my head. So, but Andy, man, you can't go against him, man. We'll see how I feel about this next coach on this conversation, but right now, Andy is up here, Rod. Let's see what you got. For his opponent, should I say.
So he has 3 Super Bowl championships to his name. He has been a legendary coach for both the Philadelphia Eagles, where he took them to a Super Bowl II with Donovan McNabb and Terrell Owens. That's the first Super Bowl Fizz I remember watching from start to finish as a kid. But him and Patrick Mahomes are arguably the best duo in the sport, Fizz. So he's been to 5 Super Bowl appearances. He's been Coach of the Year twice, and he is 4th all time in wins amongst NFL coaches in history, Fizz. He's the only NFL coach to win 100-plus games with 2 different franchises, and the only coach to lead 2 different teams to 4 straight conference championships. Did that with the Eagles, and he did that with the Chiefs. So you would think he would be a far away running winner for this award, Fizz, to move on in the next round. But like you said, and like you just brought up, there is a little bit of some tarnish on that armor because he hasn't been as great the last couple seasons, Fizz. But is that on him or is that on other factors like Matt Nagy? Now everything's going to change with Eric Bieniemy in town. But let's move on to Mike Vrabel. What are your thoughts on Mike Vrabel?
Well, Mike Vrabel, bro, he came in and he did exactly what his coach did. And like I said before, bro, when he first got hired, the Patriots way. He came there with the formula and he brought it there, bro. They hired him. They went through all of these different coaches trying to figure, well, not all these different coaches, but they went through a coach and they was like, who was it? Matt, was it Judon? Who was the coach last year?
Judon is a pass rusher, Fizz. They had
no, he was a linebacker. He was the linebacker.
Gerard Mayo.
Mayo. Yeah, Mayo was the coach.
Catch up in Mayo.
And I will just say, though, he was a part of that Patriots way as well, right? They hired inside, but I don't think Mayo had what it really took to be a head coach. I think he should have started off maybe at a different level. But long story short, they hired Vrabel. He went and got the old trustee, the old OC, the one who knows the building, and they built this thing up in 1 year, Rod. They spent all this money on defense, but they just forgot a little bit about the offensive line to really boost it up. They drafted in the offensive line, but they didn't really build it. And I think Vrabel coming in doing what he did year 1, though, just take him to the Super Bowl. That's tough, bro. So, but no, this year 1, year 1. Yeah. So for him to go out there and do what he did this year, he's showing me he's not on Andy Reid's level, but he's trying to get there. Like he's getting his way into, if I could have this job for 5 years plus, I could try to be where Andy Reid was when he got this job over there in Philly. And I think Mike Vrabel is back, baby. I know that his situation wasn't great in Tennessee. It's perfect in Patriots because the Patriots way is where he come from, and that's where he should be. So this right here is a tough one, Rock. We talking 2026. We ain't talking long resumes. So I know are we talking circumstances with the teams, the players? I mean, where we at with it, baby? Because are we just saying we hiring a franchise today, or where we at? Because this is a tough one, Rock. I don't know, man.
It is a very tough one, Fizz. So I like to imagine if we were in 2026, let's say we're in the playoffs, let's give Mike Vrabel his defense. Let's give Andy Reid his offense.
Okay, I like that.
And it's the last drive of the game. Patrick Mahomes goes back to pass. Is he going to get that first down and win the game, or is it going to be Mike Vrabel's defense that comes through and shuts him down?
Bro, man, you know I can't go against Pat Mahomes, baby. You know I can't go against Pat, man. That's my dog, man. I'm going Andy just because he got Pat, man. I just believe Pat can do anything, bro. I believe Pat got the juice, man. I'm going Andy on this one.
So Mike Vrabel, just a little bit of his pedigree, like you said, he did turn around that terrible team that had a top 5 pick in its first year with Gerard Mayo, and he took his team all the way to the Super Bowl, Fizz, in his first season. He does completely embody the Patriots way, Fizz. He's a no-nonsense guy, but he rallies his team. You know, they were talking about their little rallying cry was like Warriors from that 1980s or 70s movie. So I think he's a player's coach. The players love him. They rally around him. And I love the fact that he's a defensive-minded coach. There's not that many in the league. So to have a Super Bowl with 2 of them, this might be the new NFL, Fizz. Andy Reid, is it over with him? So if last year wasn't that great, it could conceivably get worse in 2026, Fizz.
Well, I just say this. I'm gonna say what you just said, but I will say I respect them because they seem like players, coaches. And one thing I will learn about Mike Vrabel, even with the Stephon Diggs thing last year, when Stephon Diggs had that powdered lemonade bag he was giving the girl on the boat, like coach just said, "Listen, man, when you're off time, just don't put it online." But he didn't go down this whole our players can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, they real player coaches. So I think Mike Vrabel being still kind of relevant with what's going on around him. He fits what he does with his team. The players love him. And Andy Reid is just the ultimate teddy bear uncle. Hey, man, you know, I love you, Uncle Andy, whatever. So I think, though, again, Rock, like I said, I think EB signing was the eyes in the back of the head. I think he knows Andy a lot more than these other guys that they could have hired off the street.
He still has Spags, too. He still has Spags.
He still got Spags. But I'm just saying the offensive side, though, I think Andy realized, yes, Matt Nagy is my guy, but he isn't as sharp with what I don't see on my peripheral vision as EB is. And I think that was the whole thing. I need my eyes back, and EB will be there. So I'm going to go Andy just because of the pedigree, and I just trust Andy, Pat Mahomes, man, is going to get it done for him. So I'm going Andy.
Because I'm gonna take your side as well. I'm going to go with Andy Reid. Mike Vrabel, he could be up and coming. He could be the next Mike Macdonald, but Andy Reid has that resume. So I'm just going to go with Andy Reid as well.
Got to. Where we at with it next, bro? We going back to the quarterbacks?
Well,
no, defense.
Fizz, you always forget about defense, the defensive side of the ball.
Brother,
so,
man, listen, Eric, in high school, they tried to make me play defensive end. I quit playing football, man. I ain't want to play that, man. I don't want to play no damn defense. I'm out of here, man. I couldn't stand it, man. Defense. Eric, let's play some offense out here.
Eric brings up a great point. The Chiefs were just in a Super Bowl a year ago. Hey, Mike Vrabel was just in a Super Bowl a couple of months ago. So both of them have a case for being going in the next round. That was a tough one, Fizz. But we're moving on to defense. Seahawks, number 1, get the bye. Texans get the bye. We have the number 3 Broncos. We have number 4 Patriots. We got number 5 Eagles. We got number 6 Chargers, Fizz. Who do you want to go with first?
Well, I just realized my Broncos graphic was supposed to be for the defense. So let's bring it back up, baby. We're going to deep with the Broncos again. I just realized that. Like, hold up, I'm tripping. But I'm going to Broncos, man. That defense right there, man. Top 2, top 3. Where you at with? I know the Texans is up there, who are on the bye. Seattle was up there, so I'm gonna give the Broncos top 3 for sure. I'm not saying which order they in, but let's go with the Broncos right now with the defenses.
All right, so the Broncos, number 3 in opponent yards per game, number 4 in opponent points per game, Fizz, and number 1 in sacks.
Takeaways. Oh, sacks. What's the take? Oh, yeah, it was sacks. You're right.
68, Fizz. And they're like leading the pack by a lot.
Yeah. We brought this up. Yeah, I remember this up a couple weeks ago. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. Keep going. My bad, bro.
And they have star players, including Patrick Surtain, arguably the best shutdown corner in the NFL, previous Defensive Player of the Year. They have Nick Bonita, who led the team with 14 sacks, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL, along with Zach Allen. And then you have other guys like Jonathan Cooper, Alex Singleton, defensive tackle, Malcolm Roach. So they have some really amazing guys, Fizz. And we were talking about it earlier on a previous show, one of the most complete teams without holes in the entire NFL. So that's the Broncos, Fizz. What do you think of the Broncos?
Again, bro, top 3 to me, man. Between them, Seattle, and the Texans, pick your poison. I'm going with the Broncos right now, though, because we're talking about them. But pick your poison between them top 3.
All right, I'll try to make a case for the Chargers then. The Chargers are number 6 in opponent yards per game. They might be
top 5, but go ahead, my bad. I kind of answered the question, my bad.
It's all good. Maybe this is, every game is going to be a close one, Fizz. This is a 3 versus a 6 seed. Yeah. So the Chargers number 8 in opponent points per game, number 10 in sacks with 45, number 3 with interceptions with 19, Fizz. They have at edge Tooley, who had 13 sacks. They have the cornerstone, one of the best players in the NFL, Fizz, Derwin James, still back there covering the deep ball and also in the box. And they still have Khalil Mack at edge, who they kept. They let Odafe Owe unfortunately walk, but they still have Khalil Mack, who's still one of the best in the NFL. And they have Dante Jackson, who is a really, really good coverage corner. So, yeah, they've been one of the best. I mean, they kept the Chargers in the game with the Patriots, despite Justin Herbert having no time to throw the damn ball. Fizz. That was still a close game because of how good that defense has been. But maybe things change with Jesse Minter out of town. But it sounds like to me you're going to go with the Broncos anyway.
Yeah, and I would say this. If we had to really break down without me just being biased to the Broncos, I think Mike McDaniel might change that. I think the offense will start maybe scoring more, being more fast-paced. That might hurt the defense as far as what they did because the game is going to speed up a little bit more with Mike McDaniel's there out there. And McDaniel. I always want to think of McDaniel. Mike McDaniel being out there in LA. I think he's going to speed that offense up, and that might hurt the defense's numbers just a little bit. So I'm going to keep it with the Broncos.
All right, let's speed things up. I'm going to go with the Broncos as well, Fizz. Let's do Patriots versus Eagles. So we have the Patriots, number 3 in points per game opponent, number 5 in yards per game allowed. They have Christian Gonzalez, Milton Williams, Christian Barmore. Those are 2 of the best D tackles in the NFL, Fizz, and they have Kyle Duggar at safety. For the Eagles, number 6 in opponent points per game, number 12 in yards allowed per game. They have Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, so they have their own defensive tackle duo. They have Zach Bond, one of the best linebackers in the NFL, but they have the best trio of corners in the NFL, Fizz, with Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean, and now Tariq Woolen. So who are you going with? Man. Patriots, the Mike Vrabel defense, Eagles, the Vic Fangio defense.
Man, I still can't believe that Tariq Woolen crap happened, bro. It's garbage, man. Phillies always find a way, man. But that's a good one, bro. I'm gonna be honest. That's a really good one. I think it's gonna come down to change the pace of the offense. I think which offense plays it slower is gonna help the defense out. But I'm gonna go with the Patriots, and not because I'm hating the Eagles. They just got a lot going on, bro. We don't even know if Jalen Carter even gonna be there. I heard he's on the trade block, right? They just paid Jordan Davis. They lost Dean. They lost
Jalen
Phillips to the Panthers. Like they lost some bodies over there, man, on the defensive side with big names. I'm gonna go with the Patriots just because one, the head coach is a defensive guy, and I know he's going to emphasize coaching that part the most. I'm gonna go with the Patriots on this one, bro. Just by default because of what the circumstances around.
Yeah, and Vic Fangio, I think, is arguably the best defensive coordinator in the league, Fizz, but I have to agree with you. The Patriots, they still made it somewhat of a game. They did not give up in the Super Bowl despite Drake Maye getting his ass handed to him and getting sacked like 15 different times in that game, Fizz. I love the Patriots defense. They're building it the Patriots way. I'm going to go with the Patriots as well. So, Fizz, we're on to the second round of this March Madness bracket. Now all the 1 and 2 seeds, they're rested and they're ready to go. So we're going to go back to the QBs, Fizz. Let's go with Josh Allen. He'd be facing Jayden Daniels. So, you got Patrick Mahomes up. So let's do Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Fizz. 2 of our favorite QBs.
2 dogs, man. I made that short during the season about how the NFL playoffs won't be the same, and the watchability probably won't be there with Pat Mahomes and Lamar not playing. And I'll be honest, I felt the effects of it on the AFC side, bro. That AFC side was pretty dry, man. But with all that said, Rock, man, you know I love me some Lamar Jackson. That is my dog, bro. I got both the Ravens and the Chiefs jerseys sitting right there in my chair. I cut it short and just say I trust Pat because he's done it. We've seen him do it against Baltimore, seen him do it against Buffalo, overtime, last minute play, whatever it is. Overtime against 49ers in Super Bowl. Pat just gets it done, and Lamar needs to find a way to get it done. And I know I had this long spiel about every dog has their day. I just said that on the side. I'm just being a little biased on this one. Hopefully they just tie and nobody wins. Let's just say that. All right, they tie and nobody wins, but I'm going with Pat because his number on his jersey is high. All right, I'll give you that one. I'm going with Pat, number 15.
So a couple stats for Lamar's case. He is .69 winning career percentage, Fizz. That is the 10th highest in history. He has 11 fourth quarter comebacks, 13 game-winning drives. Unfortunately, none yet in the postseason, Fizz. But here is the craziness of Patrick Mahomes. He has the highest winning percentage behind only Otto Graham and a Raiders QB from the 1940s, Fizz. He is at .754% winning percentage. He has 20 fourth quarter comebacks. He has 24 game-winning drives, Fizz, including 6 fourth quarter comebacks in the postseason and 7 game-winning drives in the postseason. It literally doesn't get any more clutch than that. He also has 2 Super Bowl MVPs, but the main difference between him and Lamar is that he has 3 Super Bowl MVPs, Fizz. So I think, unfortunately, even though Lamar Jackson is my favorite QB pretty much ever, I have to give it to Patrick Mahomes. There's a reason why he's the number 1 seed. So
yeah, we gotta give it to Pat, man. Till we see otherwise, he's the number 1.
Okay, so let's go on to Josh Allen and Jayden Daniels. I think this is going to be a very fun one, Fez. Here are some of the. See if there's any stats that I had. I think I did pretty much all the Jayden Daniels ones. Here's Josh Allen. 17 fourth quarter comebacks, 25 game-winning drives, including one in the postseason. I will never forget what he did to my Baltimore Ravens week 1, Fizz. That was pretty awful. Keon Coleman, I hate you. I will always hate you. But unfortunately, your team also hates you as well. So he is unmatched when it comes to his total touchdown production, Fizz. He not only through the air, but also on the ground. He is arguably, I think, the most dangerous QB in the NFL, just from that very fact alone. He is only behind Lamar Jackson as far as career winning percentage goes. And he's done all this without an elite offense, Fizz. And he's been top 2. I know we're not really talking fantasy, but he's top 2 every year in fantasy since 2020. So Josh Allen is, and he does have an MVP, unfortunately. He should have none, but he does have 1 MVP. So are you going to go with Josh Allen, or are you going to go with Jayden Daniels on a actually good, healthy Commanders team?
Yeah, I'm going Josh, bro. I ain't gonna prolong it, but the reason why, if we got a little bit of that Jayden Daniels rookie season from last year, into last year, might be a little closer. But just him having that year he had last year, took a major step back. Different OC. I know Blau was already there, but Cliff is gone. They're missing some weapons. I'm gonna go with Josh Allen because he seemed to prove it every time, even in the playoffs. You know, sometimes he come up clutch. Sometimes he loses and it's not his fault, right? Because sometimes, like, you know, that big Brandon Cooks play that they had last year in the playoff, that was a big play, bro. That was a major catch and throw that they made against the Broncos that they ended up losing the game. But a lot of those losses, I'm not going to blame on Josh Allen. It's the team sport. But individually, I'm going Josh Allen on this one.
Fizz, that wasn't a catch. That was an interception. That was not in their favor.
But it was a catch, though. But they did. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. You're right. But it was a hell of an attempt. I just say that. It was a hell of an attempt.
Yeah, I mean, it was close. I mean, that was Brandon Cooks, like one of the most greatest plays of his career, and it got snatched away from him. So
yeah. I forgot that. He took it right out of his hand. You quote me on that one.
All right.
Who are you going with, though?
Oh, I'm going with Josh Allen. You can't go against them, so unfortunately.
I got you.
Yep. All right. Let's go on to the offenses, Fizz. We have the Rams versus the Bears, the Cowboys versus the Lions. It looks like you got your Cowboys up first, Fizz. They are number 5 in scoring offense, number 2 in passing yards per game. They were number 8 last year, Fizz, with Javonte Williams in rushing per game. They are led by Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, GP, George Pickens, Javonte Williams, Jake Ferguson, and Schottenheimer as the OC, Fizz, and their head coach. Dak Prescott has 19 fourth quarter comebacks, 26 game-winning drives, including 1 in the postseason, Fizz. So what do you think of your Cowboys versus the MCDC Lions, Fizz?
Well, the difference between the Lions and the Cowboys is the Cowboys, to me, have everything coming back. They have the pieces in order, the same head coach, same guy calling the plays. Offensive side isn't changing. the Lions, they lost David Montgomery. They lost Ben Johnson again 2 years ago, but it's still in effect there. I'm going to go with the Cowboys because, like you just said, Rock, one, the defense probably ain't the best still. And Dak Prescott had the best year of his whole career just 1 year ago. With CD dropping the ball, with CD barely even playing. So if CD is healthy and George Pickens is happy with a contract, I don't see how that's going to decline. And I think the Lions got a lot more questions than answers when it's coming to them and their situation. So I'm going to roll with the Cowboys, man, because having those George Pickens and CD Lamb top 8 guys on one team, nobody could double team anybody. So Cowboys for me, big dog.
This is really, really close for me because I think everything is really super even. Both of them have terrible defenses. So regardless if the Cowboys are playing the Lions defense or the Lions are playing the Cowboys defense, that's a wash right there. So then it really comes down to, all right, who are the two top playmakers? You got Gibbs and Amon-Ra, but then you also have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. So that's pretty even, Fizz. That's also a wash. It comes down to the QBs. It comes down to Dak Prescott, and it comes down to Jared Goff. And they are almost dead even when it comes to comeback wins and fourth quarter comebacks, Fizz. But Dak Prescott has one of each more so than Jared Goff. If I have to break the tie, I'm going to go with the Cowboys, Fizz. I'm not sure if the Lions feel a little bit shaken from the past year. They feel like everything is slipping out of their hands. I saw a little bit more fire and things to be encouraged from by the Cowboys. But Eric says the Lions easily. I would be wondering why it's
Cowboys
easy.
Fan. That's why he's a Cowboys fan. He just hating. Don't pay this dude no mind.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the Cowboys. We can keep moving on, but I think that one's a close one.
Yeah, that's all I had to hear. All right, we're going to keep it moving. I just want to hear what you make some sense today. All right, you making sense. Keep going, my brother.
All right, how about the Rams versus the Bears? This is the NFC Championship game that we all really, really wanted, Fizz, but we got it one round early. Awesome game. So the Rams, number one in scoring offense.
Won that game too.
What? Number one in passing yards per game. What? Number 9 in rushing yards per game, Fizz, with my guy Kyron Williams, and now to Blake Corum as well. Stafford, Puka, Adams. It doesn't get any better than that, Fizz, as far as a trio goes. And then you got a whole bunch of tight ends, and then leading the charge is Sean McVay. So you got that for the LA Rams. Did I have any stats? Oh, Caleb Williams for the Bears. He had 8 fourth quarter comebacks, 7 game-winning drives, including one in the postseason. I already said that, though, Fizz. I don't have any other stats for the Bears. Okay. Are we going with the Rams or are we going with the Bears?
Bro, this is just I just wanted it to be a tie. Like, no, just keep playing. I can go to sleep. I wake up. This game is still on. Like, I don't want this game to just end. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just give it to Stafford and McVay. I know I'm contradicting myself. I do this all the time. I talked about the juice and the young guys in Chicago against the 49ers, but now I'm about to give it to the old guys in LA, right? I do this all the time. But I just trust this old guy, Matt Stafford, the hyperbaric chamber, back surgery, whatever he got going on. And then Sean McVay, who has a part of that tree as well. Ben Johnson is still kind of a rookie as a head coach. Caleb is still kind of a rookie as a quarterback. I'm going to just trust the sauce. You got to age those sauces. Sometimes, Rock, you know that. You a chef. I'm going to go with the agent, baby. We're going to sauce it up. We're going to go with Matt Stafford and the boys, man. Devontae Adams will be the key factor. Let's just say that. I think Adams will be the key factor.
That's what I was about to say, Fizz. I think that is actually the game-changing factor right there. When Devontae Adams said, let's go and snatch their souls, when they were down to the Rams and they were going to get that game-winning drive, Fizz, that's the number one difference. Getting him on the Rams has to be one of the best moves any team has made from the last couple of seasons because he's uncoverable in the red zone. You can't cover the guy. The only thing that is the worst enemy for Devontae Adams is him pulling his hamstring in that Taco Bell that's in his house, Fizz. That is it. That's it.
Why is that even in there?
I don't know. He really loves those Baja Blast, Fizz. He wants them on demand all the time. So I'm going to go with the Rams. So fortunately, I'm sorry about it. The The Bears are out of it. All right, let's move on to the second round for the coaches, Fizz.
Okay.
We have Sean McVay, who we just alluded to earlier, versus Andy Reid. So that's a hell of a matchup. And then we have Mike Macdonald versus Kyle Shanahan. So Sean McVay has a .617 winning percentage, Fizz, including the playoffs. He has over 100 total career victories, 10-6 in the postseason, 2 Super Bowl appearances, including 1 Super Bowl win, Fizz. Sean McVay, arguably the greatest coach in the NFL right now. He's our favorite coach. That's the reason why he's the number 1 seed. But he's going up against Andy Reid, who's probably the most accomplished coach. Not probably. He is the most accomplished coach in the NFL right now. So who are you going with?
I know we talked about the hardware and, you know, the longevity of coaching, but time for that youth to kick in, man. I think Sean McVay is like 1 year older than me or something, 2 years older than me, bro. The man got more knowledge than half the coaches in the league, and he's half their age in a sense, right? Again, man, I know it's Pat versus Stafford and this. I think Sean McVay gonna get this one though. I think he got it only because he had to get other guys like EB to come around. It's gonna come down to the players, but if we caught in that last play to win that game, I just trust my boy McVay, man, to get it out, figure it out. And he looked like he can go in there and play the game himself, man. The dude is in great shape. He can go out there and call the play himself and run out there. So I'm going McVay. He know what's going on out here in these LA streets. I'm going with my dog, man.
So this is 2024, 2023. Maybe give it to Andy Reid. But this ain't. This is 2026. Even last year, Fizz, I'm going to go with Sean McVay as well to move on past Andy Reid. Andy Reid can go home and drink beer and eat cheeseburgers. Mike Macdonald versus Kyle Shanahan, Fizz. Who are you taking here?
Rob, first of all, I don't mean to prolong it, but kudos to the NFC West for having these coaches in one damn division, bro. Shanahan, Macdonald, and Sean McVay, bro. This is going to be a tough division. How are the Arizona Cardinals even going to survive? I have no clue. But this is right here the tough matchup, man. I'm going to go to Super Bowl winning coach, man. I'm going to go to Super Bowl winning coach. And the reason why he lost a lot of players, though. That defense took a big hit. He lost Ken Walker. But I told you this last year, Rock. Once I really got around my head that defense matters, right? I did kind of bring that up. I think this guy understands it. I think the reason why Sean McVay, if they really could have played each other 3 times, it would have split. That it would have figured out on that last one. I don't know. But I think Macdonald being a fresh coach, he really understood last year, play your game and let everybody else try to figure out theirs. But he played his game. He didn't change nothing up. Rashid Shaheed came in, kick return, right? They signed and traded for him. They made chess moves all year, Rod, that we didn't even pay attention to. You brought up the Sam Darnold thing. He was top 3 in a category that nobody even knew about. They said, this is our guy. We understand it. So I know they don't have a running back right now, right? We don't know who the hell the running back is. But coaching wise, I think this guy understands it. And I'm going to go with the young guy, man. I'm going to go McDonald on this one, bro. He fresh off a Super Bowl win. Kyle ain't got one yet. So I'm going with the Super Bowl champ,
man. Biz, I was trying to look up the different types of nuclear bombs because I think if Kyle Shanahan is an atom bomb, Mike Macdonald is even more powerful type of nuclear bomb, Fizz, because I can't think of it right now. I used to be into military history and all that shit, but it's not coming to my mind right now. I'm in football mode. And that's what I think the difference is, because Kyle Shanahan, he is an innovator when it comes to scheme, when it comes to the NFL. There are very few that match him on the offensive side of the ball, but Fizz, this is a defensive league that we're moving into right now. It's a whole new era filled with new coaches, new players, Fizz. And I'm going to go with my guy, Mike Macdonald, the youngest winning head coach for a Super Bowl, Fizz, at 36 years old, and also to the first coach to win a Super Bowl as the defensive play caller, Fizz. He had hit for his team one of the best performances we've ever seen from a defensive side of the ball in a Super Bowl, Fizz. Everyone hated that Super Bowl because everyone like you hates the defensive side of the ball, Fizz. But it was an awesome coup de grace for against those Patriots, Fizz. So yeah, I got to give it to Mike Macdonald. I think he's the new up and coming guy.
And I think it's just really because he's fresh, he's new, and he's something that we really want. No knock on Cal. He's one of them guys. If they won it, I wouldn't be mad. I couldn't, not believable. I'm going with the young guy, man.
I just haven't seen that type of Fizz. All they were talking about during the playoffs was his scheme and how scary and dangerous it is. And that the NFL has not really seen anything like it before. So to be an innovator like that,
they didn't want to see them. They didn't want to play them, bro. Trust me. I know. And I remember I told you this when I brought this up and you said, bro, Puka just put up like 100, 200 some yards against them a couple weeks ago. I said, bro, it don't matter. I think they still don't want to play them, bro. I think Seattle just got it, bro. They had fear. They had people scared to play them last year, man.
Eric thinks that we're tripping. He would rather go Andy Reid over Sean McVay.
I ain't listening to this cheeseburger dude here, man. Listen, I get where you coming from, though. Andy is one of those guys, baby. We talking 2026. We ain't talking 2016, big dog. That's all I'm saying.
Fizz, one of the best thing that he's done in the last 2 years is that State Farm commercial when he says, "Give me those nuggies." That's
nuggies.
You know that things are on the downhill a little bit for Mr. Andy Reid. We still love him, though. There's a reason why he's on this list. So, all right, let's go to the last defenses, Fizz. We got the Seahawks, number 1, versus the Patriots. So that's the Super Bowl matchup we just saw. And then the Texans versus the Broncos. Who do you want to go with first?
Let's go Texans and Broncos because I feel like those guys are 1-2 or 2-3 or 1-3, top 3. This is a tough matchup right here, Rock. I know we going defense. We're not talking about the offense, but I think it's going to matter what the offense do. If the offense throw interceptions, then the other team could win. But this lineup for lineup, bro, that Texans defense, man, was on another level, bro. Like Hunter got paid $40 million for 1 year just off of that year alone, right? The Broncos, we seen more of it because they went to the AFC Championship. And they led the league in sacks and this and that. I think as a complete unit, they did a lot more, I guess, more efficient. But, man, the scariest defense in the league, bro. I know we just talked about Macdonald. Scariest defense in the league was that Texas defense, bro. If C.J. Stroud did anything on offense, they might have a Super Bowl in their hands, but they didn't. So, this tough, Rock.
Let me read you some stats, Fizz, from the Texans real quick.
Go ahead, read me some stats before I give you my answer, but I think I got my answer. Go ahead, break it down, brother.
Number 1. In opponent yards per game at 271.9, Fizz. Number 2, in opponent points per game. Number 7 in sacks. Number 3 in interceptions, Fizz, at 19. They were led by elite pass rushers in Will Anderson Jr., Daniil Hunter, along with their own shutdown corner in Derek Stingley, Fizz. It's 1A versus 1B. You can pick either one. They also have other amazing players like Azeez Al-Shir, safety Jalen Petrie, and cornerback, my guy who I was super high on coming out of the draft, Kamari Lassiter. So I'm glad to see him playing really good in Houston, Fizz. This is really, really close between the Texans and the Broncos.
My answer is going to be Rock, and the only reason I'm doing this is because of the coach situation. I trust on the defensive side, I trust the head coach coaching the defense over the head coach coaching the offense, if we're talking this conversation. So I'm going to go with the Texans because their guy is a head coach. He's a defensive guy, and I think they're so close. I just trust that defense, man, underneath the head coach. So Sean Payton, with him focusing on the offense, I'm going to just roll with this guy right here, man, trusting his defense being the head coach. I'm going to Texans on this one, bro.
Fizz, I'm actually going to go with the Broncos only because of what I saw from them last year. They kept them in that game against the Patriots. I understand the Texans. Who did they destroy? They destroyed the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers. And then I know we're talking about just the defensive side of the ball, but their QB did completely throw away the game in CJ Stroud versus the Patriots. They also kept them in that game against the Patriots too. It was just a one-score game.
Well, think about this. C.J. Stroud and all them looked terrible, and that defense kept them in every game, bro. That defense took them to where they went, bro. So
this is close.
I'm going to Texans, man. I think the Texans having D'Amico, and
D'Amico Ryans,
I think with him being a defensive guy, I'm just going with the defense, bro. I trust the head coach.
Vance Joseph is a really great defensive coordinator, though.
He 100% is. He's not the best head coach, but defensive guy, he got that locked in.
maybe since we have a special guest appearance right here in the chat with ATM, maybe he can help be the what is it called? The decision maker, the tiebreaker. We're talking Texans versus Broncos defense. We need a tiebreaker, guys. So Fizz is going with the Texans. I'm going with the Broncos. It's super close. What do you guys think? I'm not sure, Fizz. But the playoffs, though, I mean, I think they had a better run in the playoffs this year than the Texans did.
They did.
And they're not missing any pieces, really.
I'm gonna be honest. This is a 1A period conversation, right? Like literally, I'm cool with either or. I ain't gonna lie to you. I just think the Texans is who I want, but I'm cool with taking the Broncos, bro. They are, to me. I actually have them in the DST league, and trust me, I traded for them, right? That's how good this defense is. I traded for a defense because the Broncos defense is that good.
All right, ATM has weighed in. We're gonna go with the Texans, moving on against the whoever is gonna win the next matchup. Let's talk, Fizz, the Seahawks versus the Patriots. So the Seahawks, number 1 in points per game allowed, number 7 in yards per game allowed, number 7 in sacks, number 5 in interceptions. They have All-Pro, Devin Witherspoon, elite defensive tackle, Leonard Williams, disruptive lineman Byron Murphy the second. They also got Ernest Jones. They also got Nwosu, and they also got safety Julian Love, Fizz. Those are all the guys that are still on the defense, Fizz, and they lost a whole bunch of key contributors.
Yeah.
Well, Fizz, when I read that lineup to you, that's still arguably the best defense in the NFL. There's a reason why they still have number 1. So when I talked about them during their Super Bowl performance, and I said they're going to lose all these guys, Fizz, that means they go from an all-time top 10 defense to arguably still the number 1 defense in the NFL. So you can see who I'm kind of leaning towards when it comes to this matchup. But tell me why you think maybe the Patriots should be considered ahead of them. Or can you not really do that?
Why are these decisions so hard, bro? Why would you even do all of this? Like, I'm sitting here thinking, literally, I just talked about how good Mike Vrabel is and the defense and this. And I just talked about how Macdonald and his defense is, right, bro? This is like flip a coin, and whoever you land on, I'm going to take. Like, that's how good both of these defenses are. Damn, bro.
Because I think even despite them losing those guys, I still think they're number 1 because they still are led by Mike Macdonald.
I'm gonna say this, and the reason why I'm gonna go with your guys, Seattle, is because they won a Super Bowl. They proved that they were the better team that day. I'm gonna go with the better team that day. So going in 2026, I'm gonna go with Seattle Seahawks. But if the Patriots would have won a Super Bowl, I would have picked the Patriots. I'm gonna just say that.
They could have, they would have, but they didn't, Fizz. So we're going to move on with the Seahawks. Okay. We're back to the QBs, Fizz. And there's only 2 left. And it's the matchup that is the best in the NFL we see every postseason. It's Mahomes versus Allen.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to be honest, Rock. Going with this guy with his white stuff on top of his bush, and no Diddy on that one. Pause on that one. But I'm going to be real, though, Rock. I think when I think about Josh Allen and Pat, right? I think last year was Josh Allen's moment. That was his time. No Lamar, no Pat. Oh, yeah, we got the green light. And he couldn't get it done. And I think this year, DJ Moore won't be enough. I think they had a new head coach situation going on, a lot of back and forth for what's too many questions. I mean, I'll take this back. It's a lot of questions in Kansas City, too. I'm not trying to act like it isn't. But I think the Chiefs understand where their questions are and how to answer them. And I think they've tried to answer them. I think the Bills still have a lot of questions that need to be answered. So we talking who can get over this hunch and who can really step to that next level. If Pat is healthy going into the season, going Pat, big dog, 100%.
Fizz, Patrick Mahomes is the most talented QB I've ever seen in my entire life. With my own eyes, Fizz. I got no one else's eyes, with my own eyes. Mm-hmm. I think he's a true magician. His ability to evade pressure, scramble, make something out of nothing, and make throws I didn't even think were possible, Fizz. He doesn't even need to look at the player he's throwing towards, Fizz. He'll look this way and then throw that way, and it'll be like on a dime, Fizz. I've never seen anything like that before. Then people started copying him, but we all know who the originator of that magic trick was. It is Patrick Mahomes. Fizz, if we have to, if it's on the line, and we've seen this many, many times, this is probably the easiest one to decide because we've seen this in the postseason, the regular season, a bunch of times. Patrick Mahomes wins every damn time, Fizz.
He does.
So I'm going to go with Patrick Mahomes.
Once you see this right here, it's over with, baby. Once my boy Pat get that finger popping, baby, it's over with. So I'm going with Pat Rock. I don't mean to be a bias. You know, I seem to be the Josh Allen hater most times, but I just think Pat just got the juice, even off the injury. I know my boy E brought that up. He said, well, he might lose some with that injury though, and that's true. But I think the one thing I know is about the Chiefs, and I say this to my boy Voorhees all the time, who's a Chiefs fan. Rock, I think they believe they're going to make the playoffs anyway. I think they already in their head think, look, we can get through this regular season at 8 and 9 or 9, whatever the bottom of the schedule is they need to be. I'm not saying that they aren't championship led, so they want to win games, but they understand the mission. The mission isn't to be the number one seed. The mission is to win the Super Bowl. And as much as they want to play at home, I think they're not going to rush Pat to go out there and do, hey, Pat, it's okay. We 4-1 right now. Take your time. We good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think they're going to force Pat. Because if you go out there and scramble Rock and get hit, you can guarantee Andy Reid going to look at him and say, you got to get out this game. We not having that. We cannot afford you to hurt yourself again this early. So I think they know the mission. They're not going to press Pat to do what he isn't capable of doing until it's that time. So they're not going to rush him if he don't need to be rushed. So I still trust the process of him being better.
Poor Joe Burrow, poor Lamar Jackson, poor Josh Allen. They have to play in the same era as Patrick Mahomes. That's it.
This is true.
Those are arguably some of the best QBs the sport has ever seen, and it does not matter whatsoever because they're playing up against the GOAT right now that's playing because Tom Brady is retired. It's Patrick Mahomes. So as long as he's still alive and playing the NFL phase, I can't put anyone ahead of him. So that's the reason why he makes it to the number one on to the next round. We have the top offenses, Fizz. We have the Rams versus somehow your Cowboys. They made it all the way here. Are we going with Stafford? Here's one of the stats I didn't read about Stafford. This is the craziest one that I found. Guess how many fourth quarter comebacks, Fizz, Stafford has in game-winning drives?
Come on, Rock. Give me
the
man in the league a long time, bro.
Yeah.
Just say it, because I know I'm gonna be guessing for years. You ain't give me like no kind of radius or nothing. Come on, man.
39 fourth quarter comebacks.
I ain't gonna lie. I was gonna say 45 or 50. So
yeah, guess how many game-winning drives he has?
If you got 39 winning comebacks, game-winning drives, I'm say 32.
50. He has 50
damn. Well, I was gonna
drives.
say 50 for that one. So damn. Sheesh.
50. And he has 3 postseason fourth quarter comebacks, 5 postseason game-winning drives, Fizz. That is the reason why I have to give the edge to the Rams for me personally, led by Sean McVay, who is still, in our eyes, the best coach. You got one of the best QBs. You got our favorite wide receiver. You got the assassin, Devontae Adams, going up against Dak, Lamb, Pickens. Sorry about it, Fizz, but I'm going to give it to the Rams.
So I want you, and I'm not doing this because of that stat you brought up, but I like this comparison. Tell me Dak Prescott's what's the name again? His game winning
fourth quarter comebacks. He's got 19 fourth quarter comebacks, 26 game winning drives, and then he's got one in the postseason.
Okay. To me, Rock, Matt Stafford and Dak are like here. Like I think Dak is evolving into a Matt Stafford. I think other than being mobile, I think you put them on any team, they could throw 4,000 plus yards and 30 touchdowns.
Absolutely.
On any team. You put them in any situation, they can do that, right? So when I say they're like this, I don't mean that, I know Dak is more mobile. Stafford is a little more, timing-wise better. But I think you could put both of these guys in any situation and they will get groundbreaking records as far as passing yards and touchdowns go, right? I'm going to say this, Rock, and I got to do it, big dog.
No, you don't. You don't have to do anything.
I'm going to tell you this. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, Devontae Adams, Puka, I think we here with that. I know we taking Puka over CD. Listen, Rock. Listen, you can't tell me that George Pickens can't go in that red zone and do exactly what.
I am picking Adams 10 times out of 10 and twice on Sunday over George Pickens, Fizz, because half the time George Pickens is fighting with fans in the stands and losing his damn mind, Fizz. There's a reason why he got shipped off. What happened?
I don't mean to say that this is some scary stuff that just happened on my screen. It's when I did this right here, I got a notification that said add effects using hand gestures. What the world is going? It's like my thing is watching.
Fizz, do not cast a spell and send us to a different dimension,
bro.
Whatever weird magic
on my
get
screen,
going on.
it says use effects using hand gestures. They think I'm out here. I'm cripping, bro. What am I cripping in my blood? What the hell going on, man? AI is crazy, man. AI is crazy. But no, I'm gonna keep it going. Okay, all right, cool. Right? I'm gonna just say this, Ryan. I'm not gonna prolong it. The reason why I'm gonna give you that conversation, I'm gonna give you the argument. I still think the Cowboys could beat the Rams, but Sean McVay
on any given Sunday.
Sean McVay is the key. He is the guy. He is the greatest right now. Currently, I'm gonna give it to my dog, but only by default, though. Only by default because my boy Shotty ain't shown me that he got that juice yet. I'm going Sean McVay, not the offense. Going Sean McVay, though.
I'm very proud of you, Fizz. I know that was very tough for you. So, but you made the right decision. All right, let's move on to two best coaches in the NFL right now, Sean McVay versus Mike Macdonald. We've seen Mike Macdonald prevail against Sean McVay in the postseason when it mattered the most, game on the line. But they were 1-1 during the regular season, Fizz. Two of the best games that we had. Well, that first game, they blew out the freaking, what is it called? They gave Sam Darnold his worst game of the season, Fizz, in that first matchup. Yeah. But that second one, they beat them in Seattle in overtime, arguably one of the best games. Who are you going with? Sean McVay, the best offensive mind. Mike Macdonald, the best defensive mind.
Bro, again, I don't want this game to end. I want them to keep playing. But I think last year, though, if they would have played one more time, well, that's easy to say. But I think the Rams wanted to win that. They knew they had it the first time, and they gave it up at the end of the game and lost it. Last year, I'm going to go McVay, man. I just trust McVay, bro. I think he just got it. I know Macdonald is that dude. I think he's the most poised quarterback when it comes to last year in clutch situations. Like he never changed his facial features. He just sat there like, oh, I got this. But I think Sean McVay, he's not going to let you fool me once. Shame on you, bro. He ain't going to let it happen again. And I think McVay going to go in this year. There's a reason why they signed all them cornerbacks. There's a reason why they spent all this money, traded all. The Rams are locked in on a Super Bowl 2026. I don't see how they don't try to win it, and they might go out there and win while it's in LA, mind you. So I'm going with the Rams and Sean McVay, big dog. I just trust them this year. It might be my Super Bowl bet on 2026.
For me, I can only go off of what I saw last. And Mike Macdonald beat Sean McVay at his game. Sean McVay had the chance to win the game on offense. Mike Macdonald had his defense backing him up, and that defense carried the whole team throughout the playoffs and had one of the best Super Bowl performances we have ever seen. So for me to say Sean McVay, even though he's my personal favorite coach, is better than Mike Macdonald after what Mike Macdonald just did. He almost took his team to the playoffs, Fizz. They were 10-7 or 10-6 that first season with Mike Macdonald.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they got snubbed for the playoffs. He should have won Coach of the Year that year as well. Oh, freaking Geno Smith, Fizz. So instead they do it with Sam Darnold, who's not much better.
They love the Jets trash, boy.
So he is the ultimate underdog. So I have to go with he's doing something that no one else has been able to figure out yet. And it's only been 1 year. This is a copycat league. They're going to figure you out. I want to see if anyone can figure out this Mike Macdonald defense. I want to go with Mike Macdonald.
I'm with you. All right. So I wasn't with you, but I say this. I'm gonna let you have this one, unless the chat has another side. But I'm gonna let you have this because of the Super Bowl. They won the Super Bowl. We're going off what we just saw currently. I'm gonna roll with that one. I'm gonna let you win that one.
I'm going back to remember when McVay played the Patriots? They only put up freaking 3 points against the Patriots.
And you know what happened after that? They got rid of Jared Goff because he was not the answer. So I can't blame McVay for that. That wasn't his guy. He walked into that. That wasn't his guy.
It's tough. Yeah, we need the chat. We need the chat to be the difference maker on this one. Say if you want McVay or if you want Macdonald. I'm going with Macdonald. Fizz is going with McVay. Maybe Fizz, you got a coin on you? Maybe we got to flip it here on stream
I know
right
I'm
now.
gonna go McDonald. I said Super Bowl. Super Bowl, they got
Okay.
it.
All
you
right.
pull that ring up. I ain't nothing I can say.
Man, I just can't. It's so hard to pick against
that ring
McVay,
up, I can't
Fizz.
argue with you.
All right. Let's move on. Seahawks versus Texans defense. What are we going with?
We just talked about the ring.
Yeah.
We just talked about the ring, bro.
But the Texans did lose some of those key pieces. They still have an amazing lineup. Texans bringing back everybody.
I think that's the key, bro. I'm going with the Texans, man. I think they are sound. They glue never melted. Seattle lost some fat. They trimmed some guys. And I know you said that still makes them the best defense, even though they still have players left in the great. I'm going with that boy. I'm going with that boy D'Amico, man. I think D'Amico wanted to do what McDonald did this year with this current defense. And I think I'm gonna go with them.
Fizz, it doesn't make logical sense though if we pick Mike Macdonald as the best coach in the NFL and then we don't pick the Seahawks defense. That's the only thing though. I mean, doesn't that make logical sense though?
Yeah, I guess, man. Yeah, I'll let you have it. You got that one. You got it. I'll give you Seattle. I was really trying to switch it up too. I just like that, man. That Texas defense is scary, bro. I'm not saying Seattle's isn't. They did at least they lost some key pieces, and Texas didn't lose anybody.
All right, we're on to the final four, Fizz. This is the last ones. So we got the Rams offense versus Patrick Mahomes. This is what I was hoping for. This is the reason why I wanted to do this exercise, to think of these different scenarios, Fizz. Game on the line, Patrick Mahomes. Game on the line, Stafford, McVay, Puka, that offense. Who are you going with?
This year, bro, going with the Rams, baby. I think the Rams are more complete. I think the Sean McVay knowledge outweighs Andy Reid's history and the EB signing. And I think Matt Stafford and Devontae Adams, bro, nobody has a Devontae Adams on their team as their receiver too. And he might not be the most athletic. He might not be the youngest, but the man can catch any ball you throw in the air if he really has to. And he's the most dangerous number 2 receiver in the league right now. I'm gonna go with the Rams, man.
Oh my God. I almost gonna want to go with this last comment, Fizz, just because it's so good. Game on the line. Give me Patrick Mahomes and the refs on his team. That was one thing we didn't think about, Fizz. You know how in WWE wrestling, some guy out of nowhere just comes down the
that's true.
Gets into the ring. So imagine the refs just getting in there. Chris Collinsworth is going insane up in the booth talking about Patrick Mahomes. Fizz, I don't want to go off of only last year. I want to think about this year. I want to think about Andy Reid with Eric Bieniemy at OC. I want to think about a healthy offense with Rashee Rice, with Travis Kelce, and now with Kenneth Walker behind him, Fizz. Finally, he has an offense that's comparable to what he had with Tyreek Hill when they were both unstoppable in the league. I want to go with Patrick Mahomes and not forget about what we've seen, the best of the best. But last year, it was unfortunate.
Well, I'm not just saying that of last year, but think about this, right? We talking 2026. That defense is going to be a lot harder to do for Pat Mahomes against the Rams than it is for Matt Stafford against the Chiefs defense, bro. That Rams defense this year,
I'm not trying to think about that, Fizz. I'm not trying to think about it.
You can't just come on.
Because remember, we're trying to think about just the guy on offense, just the guy on the game-winning drive.
But we got to look at who he's going against, and if he's going against the Rams, bro, that's going to be very hard task in 2 minutes to just say Pat is going to lie. I'm not saying he can't.
Let's pretend since we're getting to the wire, Fizz, let's pretend that they are going up against the best defense in the NFL. Patrick Mahomes versus the Seahawks, Rams versus the Seahawks, or the Texans, whatever your pick is. Who's going to win it?
Because I'm going to say Pat if you say that, though.
See? That's what matters the most. It's a game on the line, toughest situation.
All right, man. Let's go Pat. Let's go Pat, man. Give Pat his flowers. Because the only reason why, though, is because I think the playbook ain't going to matter. I'm not saying Stafford needs to have that mic in the playbook, but the playbook doesn't matter to Pat when it's crunch time, bro. He going to make his own play. He going to make his own magic. He He's a Steph Curry of the game right now. He could just shoot his own shot, half court, it's gonna go in. I'm gonna take Pat on that one, man. It ain't that I'm mad at it, but I just think it's the Rams year this year, man. Until I
do too. There are Super Bowl. We have them both in the Super Bowl, Fizz. I mean, I have them versus the Broncos. So, okay. So that is a tough one, Fizz. I mean, the Rams offense, most complete one in the NFL. Let's go to Mike Macdonald versus his own Seahawks defense. So he has to coach against himself, Fizz. Who is better, Mike Macdonald as the coach or the defense that they have assembled in Seattle? Better unit.
Mike Macdonald, bro. That defensive unit wouldn't be what they are without him. No, and I know that's easy to say because he's a coach, but certain teams you could look at and be like, man, this roster is so good, it don't even really matter who coaching them. I think they won that Super Bowl because Mike Macdonald, not just because the defense was that good. Mike Macdonald was that dude.
And that defense, I mean, Devin Witherspoon, Leonard Williams. I didn't even mention their safety, Nick Emanwari. I mean, it's him and Kyle Hamilton as two of the scariest safeties. And he doesn't just play safety. He plays corner. That guy is huge. It's awesome.
I say this, Rob. You go sign Matt Eberflus over there. That defense ain't going to be a damn thing. I don't care how good they are. So I'm going to say Mike Macdonald for that reason.
Oh, my God. I can't argue with that point, Fizz. All right. And I'm not sure if I would have try to guess this final matchup, Fizz. Are we going Patrick Mahomes or are we going Mike Macdonald as this is the finals here?
I think this is the haymaker. This is the one people, I mean, we got a lot of Pat haters, but Rob, I know it's gonna sound like we some Pat Glazers, man, but I'm going Pat, man. I don't care, bro. I just think this dude can just do anything, man. I think Pat can beat anybody anytime. It's a reason why people don't want to see them win. And I know that the refs thing happens. I get it. But, bro, the man is just that good, man. I ain't going to lie to you, man. Pat's that good, bro. He's that good, man.
Yeah, I mean, I knock Chris Collinsworth for sounding like freaking Butthead and also looking like him, too. And also Tony Romo. They both glazed the hell out of Patrick Mahomes. I watched Tom Brady go to different card shops and spend tens of thousands of dollars on Patrick Mahomes cards, Fizz. Everyone recognizes Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL right now. He is the face of the NFL, and it's for a good reason, Fizz. So, but Mike Macdonald, he might be the change in the guard. He might be the new era that's coming in. Vic Fangio on that defense won the Super Bowl last year. We had two defensive teams go to the Super Bowl this year. Things might be changing, and also, too, what if Patrick Mahomes, what if he never does get as close to Tom Brady? What if he doesn't get anywhere near all those Super Bowl wins? Maybe he only just sticks with 3. Andy Reid could be out of town in a couple of years where he retires. Is Patrick Mahomes going to be the same without Andy Reid, Fizz? So,
I don't know. We're gonna see.
This is why it's close.
We talking 2026. We ain't talking about. Yeah. He has Andy. We can't talk about it if. We talking right now, bro. Andy Reid is there. I want Pat Mahomes, man.
I really want to go Mike Macdonald.
I know you do, but you can't.
Oh my God. What's the chat think? So I also hear this comment too. Dark Horse, Rams bring back Darnold. Man, they should have done that last year, man. They would have needed him against Sam Darnold.
It might happen this year. Like I said, Super Bowl is in LA this year, Rock. I think everybody's going to want that homecoming Super Bowl win victory, whatever. Going Pat Rock, man. I think Pat, man, to me, bro. I'm going to say this. I spent a long time hating on Kobe. Spent a long time hating on Tom Brady. Like, I hate on the greats a lot of times, bro, because I have my other counterpart play. I was a Peyton Manning guy, so that's why I hated him. I was an Allen Iverson guy, that's why I hate on Kobe. But now it's just time to recognize when the great is in front of you, brother. You got to salute it. I think Pat is just like that, bro. So I ain't going to hate on him.
And it'd
be easy for me to say Lamar Jackson over Pat because that's my man. I got to salute him, man. I'm going with Pat, big dog.
This last year, we said 2025 was the revenge tour for Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. We got Lamar Jackson wrong, and we almost got Patrick Mahomes right. He just unfortunately got hurt.
Yeah.
Give me Patrick Mahomes 2026 revenge season part 2. Hopefully he gets his team all the way to the Super Bowl, reminds everyone in the NFL why he is the best player in the entire league, one of the best in NFL history. As much as I like Mike Macdonald, he got his team very far. He won his team a Super Bowl. Give me Patrick Mahomes, reminding everybody why he's the best. So that's going to be our winner for the March Madness.
On Tuesday. Went up on a Tuesday with that one, right? I don't know the people feeling it because they don't like that, but usually you don't like the best people, man. It's usually what happens, especially they ain't on your team.
Man, where is Mr. Voorhees? We talked all about his guy right here.
I know the whole show about his team. Now he gone, right? That's what he do, man. But I said it, if we would have talked bad about him, he would have texted me, man. I ain't like what y'all said about Pat. That's usually how it works, man. But go ahead.
I want to hear from the chat and from you, Fizz. Is there anyone that we left out of this bracket? I mean, it was originally going to be the top 4 at every position, Fizz. It would have been a shorter show, but I had to give guys like Andy Reid, Sean Payton, some of these defenses. I couldn't leave Lamar Jackson off the list.
Say Ben Johnson ain't on that coaching list. I was kind of surprised when he wasn't on it.
Would you take him over any of the guys that I had? McVay, Macdonald, Shanahan, Vrabel, Reid, or Sean Payton?
Nah.
1 year, see?
I think he's on Vrabel's
number
heels,
7.
Though. He's on Vrabel's heels if he can, get to that Super Bowl.
Your mom brought up Mike Tomlin earlier, but Mike Tomlin hasn't won a freaking playoff game in 10 years. That's the reason why I left his ass off. So
yeah. I think she was on her favorite coaches list, but yeah, you're right.
I like Mike Tomlin too.
Yeah, but I think you hit this one on the money, man. When I'm thinking about players and offenses and I can't dispute it, my brother.
Well, sometimes I do impress even myself, Fizz. So that's all I have for March Madness. It was crazy. It was wild. I haven't watched a single second of NCAA double basketball, Fizz, but it don't matter to me. This is the real March Madness. I care about the NFL. This is my sport. So I appreciate you going through this exercise with me, Fizz. And I didn't even have a word of, I'm not even sure if I had a word of wisdom, Fizz. I got caught up with this.
Well, I just say this before. Why you thinking of that? I just say this, bro. This definitely was a fun exercise, fun game. So I'm glad you brought this one up. I haven't really watched much of March Madness either. Seen highlights, seen some plays. But I will just say, man, just doing the content and being on this side of things, bro, it's so hard for me to really enjoy sports right now. Like I've been doing the videos and thumbnails and researching how to get better with the content. When you doing all that, bro, I haven't researched no players. I ain't watched no games. I'm just locked into what we doing on the screen. So the hard part is trying to do what I do as far as enjoying the game and actually doing the process of enjoying the content too. I mean, you don't want to lose that joy, but sometimes you got to pick a side. So right now I'm trying to enjoy the content, get better on this side. I'll figure out the game part later. So we in our own game. It's kind of hard to watch somebody else's game when you in the game too, baby. So we in our game. We in the still first quarter of this year, but we in year 2, man. Last year was our rookie year. We appreciate the same people that's been here and even the new ones. I saw my boy Reid, man. I'm going to bring this up before you drop your word of wisdom, man. Reid wanted to let y'all know in case you didn't know. Where you at, Reid? Hold up. Did Reid take us? Where you at, Rock? I'm prolonging this longer than the beat. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Dope animation when you hit the like button. I'm just want to let you know you hit the like button. Something special might happen. You never know. But hit that like button anyway. Hit that subscribe button. Nothing special gonna happen. We just gonna get some love behind it. All right, I just want to remind you that hit that like and subscribe, man. Share that thing. Make sure it's popping the way it's supposed to be popping. My boy gonna give us some words, and we're gonna get up out of here, man. Let us know something, bro.
It's gonna be a super short one, super sweet. It's be helpful, not hurtful, Fizz. It doesn't do any good if you're going to help someone, serve them, go out of your way for them, if you're going to make them feel bad and you're letting them know how difficult it is for you to do that for them. So be helpful, but don't make them feel bad about it. Don't be hurtful about it. So that's my word of wisdom for the week, Fizz. I appreciate you. I appreciate going through this exercise. I appreciate all the people who have been tuning in. We're growing right now, Fizz. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers, Fizz. We only need 999,000 and however many more to get to there. But Fizz, if we keep cooking up the way that we are right now, I'm sure it's going to be no time soon before we get to it, Fizz. So I appreciate the ride with you.
There we go, big dog. Hey, without further ado, man, we out of this thing. We appreciate y'all. Might pop out sooner or later. You never know. Till then, we out of this thing, baby.
Keep cooking. Good luck.
Time's up. Shador Sanders with the rollie in the armor.